bitches because your spirit.
I think this is a misstep by Kendrick Lamar. Reason why I think this is a misstep, if they've called the game, they've called the match. You yourself seemingly has said the white flag was thrown. You yourself said there's no round twos. Why would you ever engage again? But I do know why you engage. You're engaging because you're doing what David Blaine and any great magician does. You're doing what Jay-Z has done for many years when he's finessed the culture. Because Jay-Z is the original provocateur of using that culture shit until he got to address some shit that he's doing that seemingly is going against the culture, right? All he does is tell you to look that way and don't look at him. It appeared that that might be the case with Kendrick Lamar. I would love to hear Kendrick Lamar thoughts on why the hell he's now in bed with the NFL when a couple of years ago he was squarely on the side of Colin Kaepernick. We know why Jay-Z is on his side. Jay-Z clearly said, we're beyond kneeling. Basically means it's time for us to go collect these fucking checks. We know what Jay-Z's on. Now, you might be saying, what about the other performers? They didn't have to say anything. Yeah, you're right. Rihanna was a hypocrite. 100% was then, still is. We don't expect anything from her. Number one, she's a woman. Number two, she's never really made any declarative statements that she's for the culture and she's what the culture feeling. Nah. She's some chick from Barbados, was twerking for every nigga, and now settled down with all due respect, settled down with A$AP Rocky. Billionaire too. Love her. But she's never been the person who's like, nah, I'm wearing this shit on my chest. We gonna be all right. Never. Dr. Dre, we don't gotta talk about his history. Usher, we don't gotta talk about his history neither. None of these guys have ever paraded themselves as a person who was for the culture. Matter of fact, if you ask a lot of people when they were talking about why Wayne wasn't picked, a lot of people said, well, Wayne said a lot of anti-black statements. And that's kind of true. Wayne didn't seem to care about police brutality because he was rich and he was doing his thing. He didn't care about certain things because of the position he was in. He didn't seem to identify with other people that looked like him because of his financial status. Cool. But remember, Kendrick was always different. Kendrick is the chosen one. He's the golden boy. He's hip-hop Jesus. I just want to know how the hell he go from rocking with Colin, saying he's right. He's standing for a cause, to now accepting the halftime performance headliner spot. And it's not only accepting it, trying to speak about everything. We don't want to hear you talk about Drake no more, nigga. We don't want to hear you talk about the fake industry dudes, the media niggas. Talk about why you have changed your stance, seemingly. And you're now the same person that's pushing the line for the same people you said oppressed your brother, oppressed another black man, Colin Kaepernick. That's what I want to hear him rap about. This was cool. Pretty good, decent raps. Just doesn't hit the same. They gave you the bad liberty. We don't care about you dissing Drake. Anyway, we'll read some lyrics and let's get into this. So they're going with the title, Watch the Party Die. Don't know if that's the official title. Some people say it's Dear God. Whatever. Doesn't matter. I'll read some of the lyrics and then we'll try to break it down. The first verse starts out. He says, I think it's time to watch the party die. This shit done got too wicked to apologize. It's different. Get him whacked and disqualified. We even kill the killers because they like taking innocent lives. Burn a whole village, we start over. It's really that time. Why reason with these niggas if they can't see the future first? Why argue with these clowns if this circus is where they work? Just walk that man down. That'll do everyone a solid. It's love, but tough love. Sometimes just gotta result in violence. If you're parading gluttony without giving truth to the youth, the graveyard is company. Just tell us what casket to choose. They party more than bitches. Tell me what you're working for. They glorify scamming. You get chipped over this credit card. Influencers talk down because I'm not with the basic shit. But they don't hate me. They hate the man that I represent. The type of man that never dick ride because I want a favor. The man that resides in patience. So where the soldiers at? The ones that's lost it all and learned to learn from that. A thirst for life. Head inside a book because he's concerned with that. Information that'll change his life because he yearns for that. Dedication, finding out what's right because he earned from that. I feel for the women that deal with the clown and the nerd shit. Can't blame them. Today, they ain't really got much to work with. How many bitches, harder than a lot of you niggas, would trade all y'all for nip? I cannot be proud of y'all niggas. Then the verse and the actually chorus or the refrain goes, God, give me life. Dear God, please give me peace. Dear God, please keep these lame niggas away from me. Dear God, keep me shining. The fuck do they really think? Pocket watching, you must be the police. God, bless these words. Dear God, bless how I think. Dear God, draw the line. They confuse them with me. Please, God, or dear God, please forgive me. You know how hard I tried. I think it's time for me to watch the party die. Get them gone. We gonna watch the party die. Send them home. We gonna watch the party die. When I first heard that, by the way, I was wondering, like, is he talking about party next door? I don't think he is, though. Second verse says, I think it's time to watch the party die. Street niggas and corporate guys, the rappers that report the lies. I need the families mortified. We can do life without him. Get their bodies organized. Tell me if you obliged. No more pillow talking. Just no jump starting neighborhood wars. Dirty macking bitches because your spirit is insecure. The flashy nigga with nasty decisions uses money as his backbone. I want his head cracked before he's back home. The radio personality pushing propaganda for salary. Let me know when they turn up as a casualty. I want agony, assault, and battery. I see a new earth filled with beautiful people making humanity work. Now, I'll address these lines because I know some people, and I think they probably even put my name in this. Look, according to Genius, they think this is about me. Kendrick Lamar clearly is in tune with what's going on. He obviously knows I've never been on radio. I'm not a radio personality. I know y'all want to make his line sound genius, but if the glove don't fit, you must have quit. I'm not a radio personality. Can't be talking about me. If he said the nigga on Twitch, he'd be talking about me. Absolutely. So I have no reaction to that line because I'm not on radio. It says the radio personality pushing propaganda for salary. Let me know when they turn up as a casualty. I want agony, assault, and battery. I see a new earth filled with beautiful people making humanity work. Let's kill the followers that follow up on popping mollies from the obvious degenerates that's failing to acknowledge the hope we trying to spread. If I'm not as woke, then you need to bring his fucking head or film that shit in high res. I think these songs are trying to figure are Kendrick trying to figure out the direction he should go. The soapbox raps. Oh, I'm holier than thou. I'm above the culture. I know what's best for it. I'm here for the betterment. I think he's trying to see if people want that versus do they just want catchy songs like Not Like Us. And I'm going to be honest with you. I think Kendrick's a phenomenal artist no matter what. But the people just want catchy songs, my nigga. Like, they don't want you talking in hieroglyphics. They don't want you making up things and trying to convince them of some holistic way they could live. I think they just want catchy tunes, if you ask me. Anyway, Verse 3 starts out by saying, sometimes I wonder what Lecrae would do. If you don't know, that's a Christian rapper, I believe. Right? He's a Christian rapper. Yeah, he's a Christian rapper. Sometimes I wonder what Lecrae would do. Fuck these niggas up or show them what prayer would do. I want to be empathetic. My heart like D1, but I will. And then there's a obvious blurred out or silenced bar. We'll probably get to know later what that was about. But they didn't bleep it out. They just silenced like pretty much the rest of the line. And he then says, it's time to get these devils out of the way. Heavy metals on my sword. We settle hard disputes today. The ghetto, Hollywood divorce, say hello to your future fate. The culture bred, we're carnivores. You let them snack, they eat your face. The signatures is being forged. They wonder why I'm not enthused to drop. The more visible you get, the more your spiritual is tried. It's cynical to say I know these artists petrified. The end result in jail by Jezebel or drugged up full of lies. Critical, I know my physical is tested all the time. I'm pitiful, sunk in place as soon as I'm questioning my pride. I'm seeing ghosts blacking out, relapse, and one more thought at a time. I spare no feelings, that ain't mine. I'm in my feelings when I slide. I'm in. A nigga wonder what Lecrae would do. Terrace Martin said that I'm mentally with layers. It's true. I flood the market with my best regards. I paid your dues. And so it's up. If you ain't one of us, it's bad news. My nigga Jay Estrada said I got to burn it down to build it up. That's confirmation. Real as fuck. It ain't too many of us real. It ain't too many real as us. Locking in to what I trust. Looking outside, the kids live tomorrow because today the party just died. There's an interesting part of like even this song is it's kind of acknowledging that if we're to believe everything that Kendrick's rapping about, he particularly looks at the culture and believes that he has to do some fixing of it, which, for example, he says you got to burn it down to build it up. Previously, I thought these were just like, methods or ways of speech, but he wasn't serious about it. But perhaps he is that, dug in on some of the things he's saying, including you got to burn it down to build it up. I think that's interesting, but it looks like he does believe in a bunch of these things. Anyway, for the people who just joined, let me play this song again. This is a new song by Kendrick Lamar. We're doing a breakdown of it at this moment, and it's apparently called Watch the Party Die. By the way, apparently it was produced by Cardo, which that's interesting. Could get to that later. Anyway, who said in the chat, it does give me 616 vibes. It feels like, when the battle was going on, 616 was a nice interlude, even though it's a phenomenal song. It gives me that vibes. Like, you don't just drop this with nothing to come behind it, unless you're dropping this to bait somebody out for you to drop something else. This doesn't seem like a song you drop in isolation where nobody gives a fuck. It seems like you dropped this for a reason. Now, let me actually pause it here and kind of analyze a little bit. When he says, and this is what I'm taking this to be. He says, burn a whole village. We start over. It's really that time. It's almost like Kendrick is trying to say that in his defeat of Drake, he's here to create a new version of hip hop and culture and what's accepted and what's popular. And, cool. It's like the saying, you cut the head off the snake. But, he continues by saying you burn the whole village, we start over. It's really that time. Why reason with these niggas if they can't see the future first? It's like almost like he's saying we needed to get rid of Drake. We needed to serve him up an L for us to get to the future And for those who don't understand why that was done, I don't need to argue with y'all, because what I did that for and what I'm looking forward to is some futuristic type of vision. It says, why argue with these clowns if the circus is where they work? Basically almost saying if the people who have either doubted him or wondered or clowned him or wonder why he was going at Drake, yeah, those people are fools. Anyway, he says, just walk that man down. That'll do everyone a solid. And I do think Kendrick thinks like that. Who are they talking about? I would imagine they're talking about Drake. It says, just walk that man down. That'll do everyone a solid. It's almost like saying, we did y'all a favor by handling Drake for y'all. Said it's love, but tough love sometimes got to result in violence. If you parade in gluttony without giving truth to the youth, the graveyard is company. Just tell us what casket to choose. And I think that line is directly going to Drake, right? It's like, yo, if you parade in gluttony without giving truth to the youth, it's almost like saying, if you're just trying to be a carnivore and eat from this culture, but you're not giving back. You're not giving back to the young kids who want to be you and the young kids who want to follow in your footsteps, then why does it matter? And I actually do agree with the point in theory. Anyway, he says, they party more than bitches. Tell them, what are you working for? They glorify scamming. You'll get chipped over this credit card. Influencers talk down because I'm not with the basic shit. But they don't hate me. They hate the man I represent, the type of man that never dick ride because I want a favor. The man that resides in patience. So where are the soldiers at? The ones that lost it and learned to learn from that a thirst of life. Head inside a book because he concerned with that. Information that'll change his life because he yearns from that. Dedication, find out what's right because he earned from that. I feel for the women that deal with the clown and the nerd shit. I feel like that's another shot at Drake. Can't blame them. Today they ain't got much to work with. How many bitches, harder than a lot of you niggas, would trade all of y'all for nip? I can't be proud of y'all niggas. God, give me life. Dear God, please give me peace. Dear God, please keep these lame niggas away from me. I'm still trying to figure out what this means. I still think it's time to watch the party die. Apparently in Meet the Grams, Kendrick says, I know you probably thinking I wanted to crash your party. Anyway, let's keep it going. These are some interesting lines when he says, influencers talk down because I'm not with the basic shit. But they don't hate me. They hate the man that I represent. The man that never dick ride because I want a favor. The man that resides in patience. So where are the soldiers at? I think that's an interesting point, but I disagree with Kendrick a little bit. I don't think people hate who he represents or who we think he represents. What I've always thought Kendrick represented was strong, pro-black, militant, for our culture, for our people. A person who was in his lane and happy to do what was his calling and his purpose. What I believe influencers, I'm not just speaking for me, what the culture feeling. If for anybody who does have critiques of Kendrick, I think he's right to a certain extent. I don't think they hate him, but I do think they hate what he represents, but it's not all the things I just mentioned. I think there's a lot of people that resent Kendrick because they feel like he signifies and represents hatred, jealousy, and a liar. I'm going to be honest with you. If I think about why he got into a battle with Drake, it appears that he was jealous. If I think about the most popular allegations that were thrown around at Liberty and thrown around frequently, he lied. So again, if those are what he represents, yeah, people don't fuck with that. But do people fuck with the other representations that I think we all agree that is kind of still representative of his artistry, which is people do believe he's a pro-black, lyrical, militant, artistic, calculated type of artist and individual. Yeah, I think you could think both things. You get what I'm saying? Anyway,
dirty macking bitches because your spirit is.
It's so interesting, right? Because I've seen a couple people start posting, even the stream. They're like, "Yo, bro, you don't get it. Kendrick was giving a State of the Union address. He's so smart. He's hip hop Jesus." Okay, you got it, right? Remember, Kendrick could do no wrong. The interesting part about even going back to what I'm going off Kendrick's own fucking words here, people. I'm not making some shit up. This is verse 2. I think it's time to watch the party die. Remember, this is a guy that's almost saying the culture of hip hop or what's been going on so far, he needed to eradicate, burn it up, and build up again. Right? So he's saying a lot of that shit is garbage. And some of it applies to necessarily, say, Aubrey, Drake, and some of it doesn't. But who does it apply to? Let's think about this. I think it's time to watch the party die. Street niggas and corporate guys. The rappers that report the lies, I need their families mortified. The interesting part about that is that I feel like the people he was talking about was right next to him. I think he had a pop-out show with a bunch of street niggas. Am I lying? Feel like he was working with the corporate guys, whether it was to get the NFL headliner gig or probably to get the pop-out show on Amazon Music. As I said, it kind of seems like he's talking the same people who he's kind of speaking out against, he's standing right next to. Right? It's like you're almost throwing a boomerang. Like, who you trying to hit? You trying to hit with these things or you trying to catch it? He says, street niggas and corporate guys, the rappers that report the lies. Well, here's the thing, Kendrick. 80% of the people you're talking about with this line, they were on stage with you at the pop-out. So when you say you need their family mortified, you might as well call their name. We can do life without them. Get their bodies organized. Tell me if you oblige. No more pillow talking. Jumpstart neighborhood wars. Probably more to this line right here. No more pillow talking, jump starting neighborhood wars. Who did that? Dirty macking bitches because your spirit is insecure. Now, even though this seems like a follow-up here, I don't know if this line was about Aubrey, aka Drake. This one feels like it is. I mean, I feel like the common theme that I don't even think Drake himself has even denied is that Drake, has played maybe some interesting games with the love interest or wives or girlfriends of a lot of people in the industry, and that's one of the reasons he's so highly hated. So when you hear a line that says dirty macking bitches because your spirit is insecure, it might even lend to some of the rumors that Drake is, maybe there's something wrong with him where he's targeting if you go work with a peer and you see their girl in the corner smoking hookah, it's kind of not normal for you to be like, yo, I got to go fuck that man's girl, right? So perhaps that's what Kendrick is alluding to in saying, yo, your spirit's insecure. He says the flashy nigga with nasty decisions using money as a backbone. This seems like he could be talking to Drake as well. I want his head cracked before he's back home. The radio personality, pushing propaganda for salary. Now, obviously, I've never been a radio personality. I don't know who could be on radio that he's talking about. Let's just assume that he's using this whole radio personality description just as a fill in for whatever he thinks like maybe somebody like me does, right? So let's keep that in mind. He says, the radio personality pushing propaganda for salary. Let me know when they turn up as a casualty. I want agony, assault, and battery. I see a new earth filled with beautiful people making humanity work. Let's kill the followers that follow up on popping mollies. From the obvious, degenerates that's failing to acknowledge. Hope that we trying to spread. If I'm not as woke, then you need to bring his fucking head or film that shit in high res. See, this is an interesting line. No, interesting verse, because it's almost like Kendrick is speaking out against some of the things that he himself kind of represent. Anyway, then we get back to the chorus. God, give me life. Dear God, please give me peace. Yeah. Verse 3, he says, sometimes I wonder what Lecrae would do, right? Lecrae, we've talked about this. He's an artist that's a, how do I say it? Gospel artist, pretty much, right? It's a gospel rapper artist. Okay. Fuck these niggas up or show them what prayer will do. I want to be empathetic, my heart like D1, but I will. It's time to get these devils out the way. Heavy metals on my sword. We settle hard disputes today. The ghetto, Hollywood divorce. Say hello to your future fate. The culture bred were carnivores. You let them snack, they eat your face. The signatures are is being forged. They wonder why I'm not enthused to drop. The more visible you get, the more your spirit is tried. Now, I thought this was weak and a bad excuse of why Kendrick is now trying to say he's not dropping music or hasn't dropped music or has struggled with the idea of dropping music. He's saying that let me read the exact line. He says, no, where is it? Oh, right here. Sometimes I wonder what Lecrae would do. Fuck these niggas up or show them what the prayer would do. I want to be empathetic, my heart just like D1, but I will. It's time to get these devils out the way. Heavy metals on my sword. We settle hard disputes today. The ghetto. Hollywood divorce. Say hello to your future fate. The culture bred. We're carnivores. You let them snack, they eat your face. The signatures being forged. Oh, this is what I was trying to get to. Then wonder why I'm not enthused to drop. The more visible you get, the more your spiritual is tried. I'm going to be honest with you. That's a weak excuse, man. Kendrick, you don't want to drop because you don't want to drop, my nigga. You don't gotta bet. You don't gotta like blame it on your spiritual ties. You don't gotta, blame it on these other things that are ancillary. You are just not that motivated to put out music in a more frequent time other than like 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 years, and that's just the truth to the matter. And again, there's many people who will ignore the fact that you haven't put out music because they love your past work, but the fact is the fact. You just haven't put out music, right? Okay. So after that, he says, it's cynical to say I know these artists petrified. The end result in jail by Jezebel or drugged up full of lies. Critical, I know my physical is tested all the time. Oh my God. Let me hop on Discord real quick. I do want to hear what y'all have to say about this. Again, not a bad track. I wouldn't say it's trash, but I do believe that, you know, why even drop this? Why even drop this? It's not the best song. It's not the worst. It just does nothing for your plight. And now you get people who are looking at whatever you're doing, they might get the idea like, oh shit, like he's dragging it, right? And that's always a bad look. Okay, hold on. Yeah, if y'all in the Discord, y'all can pop in here. I do want to hear y'all opinion about this whole thing. Again, I think this is a misstep. I don't think it's whack. I just think it's a misstep. It just makes no sense for Kendrick Lamar to drop a record like this, especially on his Instagram, that seemingly is trying to keep up the battle, especially after you said no round twos. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I agree with you, man. I think you kind of nailed it home. It's a misstep. I think the fans are expecting you to crash out right now,
Mm-mm.
but
No,
I will
never.
say, do you not feel like it's dissing you? As soon as I listen to it, I instantly, I mean, of course, being a chat nigga, you going, but listening to it, I instantly thought he's dissing more media and the narrative than, you know what I'm saying? Like, than Drake this time.
Is that boy Friday right there? Yo,
Who
Friday
just
on
came
mute.
in?
Yeah, I moved him in. Yo, Friday, man. What's the vibes in this? Is that Pandemics? Who is that?
Nah, this prop.
Oh,
Prop.
oh, I only see the P. My bad. Oh, all right. Anyway, proper. Yo, well, here's the thing. I do think he's dissing media, right? But every artist disses media. Like, what do you think? What am I supposed to do? Go load up a bar? It's not like he's saying you niggas is bitches. He's basically just kind of saying that it's kind of ironic even with him dissing media when he's single-handedly got nothing but the most amazing PR and press we've ever seen an artist get for 6 months. Like, again, I'm telling you, he's seen as hip hop Jesus. Like, literally, a dude who came out, which this is not no media ploy against him. A dude comes out and says, "Yo, I was contracted to bot some streams." Everybody says, "Fuck out of here." Nobody believes you. Drake in the battle
Ah,
says, "Yo, he beat his girl." Like, niggas like, "Fuck out of here. We don't believe you." So the whole thing with him even getting that media sounds crazy to me. Like, you're getting that media when even if you think there's been media personalities, or let's say me or whoever, that you think may have said unfavorable things to you, none of it has ever mattered or damaged your reputation. You're impervious to all of these things. It's actually something that people should study. You could do no wrong. So when I hear like some of these things that he's saying, right? Like, for example, and I think the first line of this was what it is, right? He says, influencers talk down because I'm not with the basic shit. But they don't hate me, they hate the man I represent, the man that never dick ride because I want a favor.
Act, he
Um,
talk. Act, he talking to you. Act. I mean, listen. You. Reason I say
no,
he's talking to you because you're the one person on the internet. You're the hip hop hub. You cover Drake. We know Drake is your favorite artist. So with you being that guy that keeps this, this back and forth, alive, reporting on it, instantly everybody comes to that conclusion. You know what I'm saying? And that kind of, we just had this talk on the stream. Like I said, it kind of correlates straight to you. I think it was a good timing drop, but I do agree when you said it's not the song. I don't think it was bad timing to drop a record, but it's
yo,
just a miss completely.
hey, here's the thing, right? For the, and obviously I'm not talking to you here, but I'm talking about these people who are running with wild narratives online. Even if you want to say this was a diss, but it's more aimed at me, isn't that a misstep?
Yeah. It's like
You
it's
get
boredom.
announced,
Like
you get announced as the number one performer, the headline performer for the NFL, and you're dissing hip hop blogs and hip hop personalities and streamers. That
yeah,
doesn't
that just
seem a
proves
little
that
bit of
just
Clout
proves
odd.
chasing.
That doesn't seem a little bit odd. Like, yo, when I seen he hit the Super Bowl move, that's why I came on here and said, I said, yo, if Drake did turn the Super Bowl down, he needs to start reevaluating, because what Kendrick has been doing pretty good at is he's making big business moves that's making whatever his perceived status in the battle look 10 times better.
right.
Yo, I'm going to do the pop out. Amazon is on it. Yo, I'm doing motherfucking the Super Bowl, Apple Music, Rock Nation. You tell me after that, you're dropping an Akademiks diss song? If y'all want to say I'm that important, and again, you know what? I was about to say he not dissing me, but I'm taking it now. He is. And low
Because your
key,
pocket watcher line was for you, Act.
Yeah,
you
man.
think
Listen,
so?
it just shows that he's that much in tune or he cares. It proves that he's, like you said, human. He pays attention. He does care about what the media
No,
says,
no,
and
no.
it's definitely like a step backwards.
Hey, I've always said the rappers who don't speak watch online the most. Like the most. Like they watch this shit, they scour it. They are obsessed more. When people say, oh, Kendrick, like one of the criticisms they give to Drake, they're like, yo, Drake is leaking things to, A, B, C, and D. It's so funny. You want me to give y'all a quick joke? Hey, yo, Friday, you in this bitch? What up, bro?
I'm over here. I'm right here.
All right. And see if you get my reasoning on this. This is why I always say they have different, they draw a different line. It's a different goalpost when it comes to Drake versus Kendrick, right? What was everybody getting that Drake for a couple months ago? Yo, bro, by the way, out of any of the top 5 rappers, and these are what I'm calling the top 5 rappers, we're going Drake, Kendrick, Cole, we're going to put Future in there, and let's say Travis, right? We're just going by numbers, right? I know people say Nicki, but let's go Travis. Those 5. Drake has, and y'all tell me, call me, I want y'all to call me on my shit, like, nah, I don't think this. Out of all of those rappers, in the last 5 to 6 years, Drake has the most amount of public interviews or public content pieces. Period. We don't ever see Kendrick talk. J. Cole barely talks. Future, does he talk? We don't see these guys.
Hold on, I got to stop you there.
Go ahead.
I would actually put J. Cole more in that category because J. Cole does a lot of content. Like he did the show with with Yachty and his homeboy Mitch.
Yo, that's recent though. He did the Yachty joint. He did the little pump one, but
He did
that
the
was
pump interview.
Yeah, but he was never the guy who was speaking a lot. Like he did that in the last couple years. I'll give you that.
That came at the first person shooter. After Drake kind of plummeted him in the limelight.
Yo,
I think he's been more open since.
Okay, got you. But that's why I said like 6 years, because it's been a while. Like Drake was doing a lot of these things. And here's the point what I'm trying to say. And I hope y'all follow me as I try to land this plane. Okay. And I was one of those people saying, damn, why Drake, why are you sitting with that white girl? The girl who's just not hip-hop, Bobby Althoff, right? Elliot Wilson, he fell out with Drake because he said Drake don't talk to nobody. Drake stopped doing interviews. So it's like we have this expectation of Drake, right? Cool. Kendrick don't talk to nobody. Matter of fact, you just heard, what's the dude name? The DJ dude that be rocking with Kendrick?
DJ Head.
Yeah, he was just like, oh, Kendrick don't talk to Act. Kendrick don't talk to nobody. Here's the point that I'm trying to make with all this, right? They get mad that Drake actually speaks to the media personalities that ask him a question. Friday, I'm pretty sure if you ask him a question like, yo, bro, is OVO Fest going on this year? Like, you've exchanged either DM or some type of correspondence with him before, right? Like,
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like, he'll just answer you. Like, bro, he's not telling niggas to speak for him. He's not saying, hey, Ak, go out there and tell them for me. You know, he's doing what people were criticizing him for doing, that they don't criticize nobody else. Nobody criticized J. Cole for not speaking, giving no answers. They don't criticize Kendrick for not saying nothing or whatever, or just being quiet. But if Drake, let's say Drake says something to me, because usually I'm asking, yo, bro, what's up with that? Oh, no, that's a lie. So I come online and say, yo, I talked to the nigga, he says a lie. You know what people get mad at? Yo, why Drake always talking to Ak? What? Meanwhile, when it comes to like someone like Kendrick, talks to supposedly nobody, right? Directly. But he doesn't get any of the scrutiny of having to explain himself that we give to Drake. Do you get what I'm saying?
I'll add on to that. I get what you're saying. I'll add on to that. Besides Drake being accessible to media personalities, he follows a lot of local talent. If you go through Drake's follower count, it's extremely high for such a big artist.
Facts.
One. And two, if you go through the followers, there's a lot of underground Toronto rappers in there. He's literally seen me post rappers on my Instagram page and then follow them minutes later. Like his ear is to the street, and he's tapping in with the people out here.
Okay. And I'm gonna throw another. I'm glad you brought up a great point. Great point. By the way, Friday, I love listening to anytime you start reasoning with hip hop. You know, I'm glad to have you here anytime you're here. By the way, y'all make sure Friday gets roles that if I'm ever in here, you can move himself. I don't got to move himself. Anyway, yo, put it like this. I was having a conversation with one of the top. I'm gonna call them executives in the game, and we were talking about Drake's moves post battle, and what you just said kind of came up, and it said, "Bro, do you know that their problem with Drake was that they said for a artist of his talent and his magnitude in how, you know, popular he is, they said he's too accessible." And I thought about that and I said, damn, isn't that a gift and a curse? Because part of the dope shit about Drake, how he keeps his ear to the streets, is how he keeps relevant. When I'm listening to his song and he's like, yo, he'll put like it's almost like an Easter egg in the bars where he's like, yo, face who? I could see a wall of y'all, and he's still shouting out the Mandem. You know what I mean? Like
that's from Mula First right there.
Of course, you get what I'm saying. Like that's him being tapped in, right? He follows everything going on there. Like you see him in the likes, you see sometimes he cracking jokes, but that's a positive. But then it's also get looked at as, yo, this guy's too accessible, right? This dude is just too, like anybody, like the person I was talking to, there was just like they made this comparison. They said one of the reasons why everything that Kendrick does is so, you know, it hits so much different than what Drake does is because we never hear from Kendrick. We never see Kendrick. No one has a story about Kendrick. Then the person said to me, bro, I don't want to dox the person, but the person was in LA. The person said, bro, every girl in LA has some remembrance of them being in a party with Drake, and Drake is within arm's length reach. And that's the biggest rapper in the world. He's too accessible.
And do you think there's a difference between too accessible and in tune, though? Because still Drake, you know, like you say, he might play the LA streets, but people can't say they get to him constantly. But I think he's very in tune still.
No. Well, that's what I'm trying to say. I think everything that Kendrick, like for example, you know, Drake dropped a bunch of tracks. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is, again, I keep telling you, I think Kendrick got the Infinity Stones. If this was dropped on DSPs, this song's going to top 5. In comparison to Drake's songs that he's dropped on 100, you know, gigs, it's like people just, because Kendrick keeps himself away, everything he does hits a million times harder. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the song is trash, though. You're telling me that.
But that's
right
what I'm
now,
saying.
If this was
that's
on
what
DSP,
I'm saying. Yo, Friday.
this
that's
would
what I'm
be
saying.
A top 100 song.
No, yo. So we're saying the same thing. No, I do think this would chart in the top 5, and I think it's because Kendrick has mastered the art of staying away long enough that they miss him, that they can't anticipate him, and that no matter what he drops, they will eat it up. Bruv, yo, you know when I knew Kendrick dropped? I didn't even know Kendrick dropped it first. Bro, my Twitter lit up. Nigga, Drake has dropped like 10 tracks, nigga. Some of them I knew was coming, some of them I didn't. The way my fucking Twitter and Instagram lit up, nigga, you would have thought like some rapper died. That's what usually, unfortunately, because you know I cover news.
Would you say that's an issue of oversaturation?
I wouldn't necessarily say that. I would just say that because here's the thing. Drake and Kendrick has dropped 5. This is the 5th track. 2 are on Instagram. 616 and this track are on Instagram. The other tracks, Euphoria, We got Euphoria, Meet the Grams, and Not Like Us. And I guess if you want to say like that, even though that was a feature, those are the only music Kendrick has dropped in couple of years. You get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
it's the nigga kind of has everyone where he could drop any. It's kind of like, imagine. Let me ask y'all a question. If Rihanna drops next week, how much do you think she sells?
300 at least.
600,000 first week.
That's what I'm about, like 600,000.
Yo, here's the thing. She could have her baby just clapping and fucking just like, you know what I mean, burping on there. That shit's gonna go. People don't even. It's what Kendrick is good at. I'll give him credit is that he knows how to keep the people on a string. You don't think he's kept people on a string? He dropped a song 3 fucking months ago. And at every moment, by the way, newsflash, I'll show you right here for anybody who's here. Not Like Us is back at number 1 on the iTunes charts. It's back number 1 again. Every time you think this fucking song finna die, it's back. Bro, it's the craziest shit I've ever seen.
Right now to see where it's at on Billboard.
No, well, you won't see. So it's 10. It's 10 this week. Next week is going to be top 5 again. It won't leave the top 10. Look. Oh wait, hold on. Let me show
you. Remember when you said not to call stop calling this nigga the boogeyman? Like, can you walk that back a little bit?
I don't think he's the boogeyman. What I think he is that he's operating on a higher cerebral level, not only strategically when it comes to lyricism, strategy in a B4 war, but also on a level when you would think Drake would outbusiness him, right? Like Drake is Drake. You would think that Drake is like, think about this. You know how you kill the momentum of a Not Like Us? If Drake pulled the move somehow to have gotten, the Super Bowl look, to have, this is a YMCMB celebration, Wheezy, Drake, Nicki, that would be a sigh of relief for many OVO fans to be like, whoa, finally, we're going to get the thought off of that one fucking moment. Every single time we think we finna move on, that song is back to the top focus of what's going on in the world.
Not to throw you off, but do you think that's a reason why it was blocked? Because that's what I anticipated. The reason they didn't let Lil Wayne perform was because they knew it would turn into a YMCMB type of concert.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and I would love for Kyrie, yourself, and even on Friday chime in on this. Man, the more this goes on, I am sitting back, and I haven't, to be very clear, because I know sometimes when I speak, people now just automatically think that I'm speaking for me and Drake. I don't speak for me and Drake unless I said Drake told me, right? But, so this is just an independent thought. The more this goes on, I said, damn, I'm wondering if Drake, I mean, I had that conversation. I won't tell you what he said, but, bro, this is kind of like, this is all the niggas that Drake has fucked with. Jack Dorsey.
Yo, I'm gonna make this comparison, right?
The nigga that owned Reddit. Jay-Z.
A lot of the anime niggas don't understand. If y'all know who Griffith is from Berserker, that's who I think Drake is. And I think this is like one of those things where it's like, you kind of, like, why is Jack Dorsey dissing niggas? Like, that's a powerful nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
he smashed this girl.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I started, I made my handful of calls, and I stopped making calls because I started hearing a few things. And no one would really say it because some of these people they're also, some of them, they're just uninvolved in the situation. But I kept saying, I said, why would all this stuff happen? And some people told me some surprising things. Basically, they were saying, hey, listen, Drake has been at the top for a while. And the Drake is an artist is a different Drake when it comes to dealing with other people who have needed him. They went as far to tell me most of it is not even necessarily Drake. Like, I heard stories. They were just like, yo, his people who do business for him will deal with you wicked. You know why? Yo, they're going to tell you, hey, fuck negotiation is going down like this. Hey, you know, the boy wouldn't like if you don't agree to this. And that's one of those things where imagine having to work with the nigga or imagine needing a nigga, but you start developing resentment because you feel like, oh, this shit ain't real friendship, or damn, this nigga hoeing me. The moment you feel like you don't need him no more, you're kicking his back in. And I don't know when the signal was for that, but clearly in the last like year. From what I've heard, niggas was just like, yeah, I think we can say fuck him. And everybody got on board with it. You had a couple brave ones pop their head out first, and then the rest of them was like, oh, yeah, he ain't the same.
It's a smear campaign. It's a smear campaign that's been going on, let's say, for the last 8 months, maybe even longer. From the time that Future dropped the song with Kendrick Lamar, even before that, they were already starting to paint a narrative about Drake not being as high on the charts anymore, everything like that. But when everything happened, I think what's happening right now with everybody's having this Kendrick Lamar love is not everybody who's championing Kendrick Lamar is actually a Kendrick Lamar fan.
Oh, hell
They're
no.
more haters of Drake than they are a fan of Kendrick.
No,
that's true. And I think also I think these guys been feeling this way. I feel like Drake authentically always wanted to show love. We know he's a hip hop connoisseur. Like bro said, he shows love to the up and coming rappers. I think though with Kendrick, because we know that Kendrick got the cosign from Drake, he took him on tour. I feel like what we know, the industry is so fake that people just genuinely needed Drake all those years, and now it's like.
Wait.
Wait, hold on. Just to backtrack, because y'all are saying quite a lot. So, to go back to your earlier point, I have a question for you that I would like for you to answer.
Yeah.
As far as time going on and people feeling like they don't necessarily need Drake as much, so now they feel like they can, share their true feelings and the resentment that they've harbored for so long or whatever. But
by the way,
I want to ask you.
Wait, hold on one second.
Go ahead.
When a new voice comes on, it might just identify yourself because the people might not know. This is Akita, right?
Oh, yeah, this is Akita.
Yeah.
What's up, Jack?
I'm only just saying that because when people are just hearing audio, they want to distinguish who's saying what. Go ahead, though.
Got you. So my question to you that I want you to think on is just from Drake's perspective and knowing, the angle that he came in the game from, because he wasn't necessarily welcomed in the game just from the get, but he was overly talented, so people kind of just dealt with him. Do you think that at a certain point he also understood that the relationships that he was creating with the people in the industry were simply transactional, and benefit of both parties, and that it wasn't truly genuine for real? And I think, I don't know if it was Akademiks or the other person in the room, but as far as him coming up and showing love, it can be viewed in two ways, right? It can be viewed in a way that it is him genuinely showing love, which he might do that. He did that early on in his career, and it's been something that he's continually done throughout his career. But we cannot deny the fact that him latching on to bubbling artists or new waves is also in benefit to keeping him hot and keeping him in the public eye. You understand? So it's not, we can't be naive to think he's just doing it just for the love either. He stands to gain from doing it.
Well. Let me answer that quick before Act jumps in, right? With those local artists, it's a little bit different because you need somebody like me to let people know that. That's not something that's just known in the public. That's not something that people are talking about on their podcast unless they're talking about on my podcast. It's not a known thing that he's following all these local artists. So, and he's also following artists in a city that didn't show him love on his way up. A lot of people were hating on Drake in Toronto on his way up. So for him to still reach back and show love to a city that didn't show him love in the first place, that means a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, man, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's such a difficult thing because it just can't be what we're thinking, right? like, why has all of these people, for all of these things to happen, let's actually analyze what's going on. I think if we peel back the layers, and I think a lot of people on social media have even said, man, it's more likely that it's not Jay-Z hating on Wayne. It's Jay-Z trying to block Drake or trying to put Kendrick in a position that will further kick in the back of Drake. Because if we look at the Jay-Z and Wayne situation, apparently it helped him when Wayne owed like $14 million in taxes. So it appears that he didn't have a problem with maybe Wayne as much. They were seen 2 weeks before. Maybe the problem was more of, okay, that guy Drake. So then you get to think about, why do all the people with all the power, all the rappers with all the influence, why do all of them seem to be completely fine with trying to either make Drake look a certain way or trying to basically box him out the paint?
Well,
But that goes back to what we just said earlier, though. Like, they harbored this resentment for a long time, and I think now that they see a window of opening, they see a chink in the armor. They needed him all along, but they've been felt this way. It's just 2024, the door got open, and they felt that it was a chance to actually try to take him down officially.
By the way, I think,
and he's Canadian. What the fuck is a Canadian running an American art form for 13 to 15 years? What the fuck? How we let this nigga come in the door and he still ain't left yet? Holy shit. If I'm Jay-Z, this nigga came through, he pushed me out the way and came in talking about he's the hottest rapper and all this type shit. And now he's still here? You know what I'm saying? Come on.
I wouldn't necessarily say
when
that.
is the Super Bowl halftime show figured out, though? Is that something
and sorry, out yet? I say this to say also, because not like us, they weren't only talking about Drake. They were talking about us too over here in Canada. Y'all ain't like us.
No, so you definitely. Well,
Kendrick feels Friday, that way. Why wouldn't Jay-Z feel that way?
That was a confusing part about when I seen some places, or even whether it was DJ Scheme coming to Toronto and they were playing the song. Not Like Us wasn't just an indictment of rappers saying Drake isn't like them. They were saying niggas from Canada isn't like cultural hubs like LA. Like that's kind of what that's the bigger picture. So no, I agree with y'all with that.
But yo, when is the Super Bowl figured out? Like, was this figured out like a year ago?
It had to be a year in advance.
I mean, you would think that it's exactly.
So if it was a year ago, let me pose this theory. What if it was a year ago? Kendrick knew the whole time he had the Super Bowl coming up. Them niggas mentioned, oh, big as the Super Bowl. That's when he started going crazy with. Fuck it, let me go crazy on these niggas since it's not as big as the Super Bowl. I'm gonna show you niggas I'm about to do the Super Bowl. And what is that?
It is great marketing.
I mean, what if niggas just happen to play into that whole entire thing? Like, what if nobody else knew Kendrick was doing Super Bowl except him, and he was like, "You niggas just gave me the craziest alley oop."
Hey,
because I don't think he can perform not like us.
No. So if we're going by what happened last year, Usher reportedly had extended his residency. Matter of fact, I'll let him speak on it right now, because he just talked about how he landed how he landed the Super Bowl, and he specifically said Jay-Z said to him like, "Hey, are you ready?" Here we go. I'll just play. Just listen.
That's right. The Super Bowl. I found out that I was going to be the Super Bowl halftime show by Jay-Z. He asked me, "Are you ready for the major moment?" I'm like, "What you talking about, bro?" He's like, "Are you ready for your Michael moment?" I was like, "The Super Bowl? Hell yeah." What was really cool about this moment, I never get a chance to tell people this, right? So me and Jeremy Haynes, my stylist, we designed the entire collective of skating culture in this moment. I got a chance to offer something to the world. We lost Virgil, and being able to work with Off-White, it was me being able to have a little bit of him and his creation and his house with me. And we came up with an incredible moment That was really the crescendo of a lot of hard work in Las Vegas playing the Super Bowl. I literally had to like sliver my body into it within less than 15 seconds. And I got on stage in time. Being able to skate in this outfit, being able to have comfortability and flexibility in the garment is majorly important. If you go back and you do a real forensics of all of the things that I did, there are tributes everywhere. I wanted to have
Okay, he's mostly talking about the performance. Anyway, he continues to speak in a longer segment where he literally says, you know, he extended his Vegas residency to force Jay-Z's hand in picking him, right? Basically kind of wanted to make it seem like, yo, Jay, you don't got no other choice. Now, let's look at the timeline. Usher Vegas residency, right? I think
we might be on to something, cause yo.
So it looks like maybe he had a couple of months, but it don't seem like he was picked a year in advance, right? Because we all remember when Usher was whining up on everybody's girl. That wasn't that long ago. Before
I'm just saying, like, yo, just if it was he knew a year ago, that would make a lot of sense for how shit played out. Because shit,
I think it came out of the moment. I think it came out of the moment he had. I don't think they need, because the season is what, about 4 or 5 months, so that's more than enough time. I think it came from his moment, but I like the theory.
I agree. I don't think that.
I think it came.
He would have done all of this.
Even then, right? That would still mean I don't think it was before the beef for real. Because that Super Bowl takes time. The beef wasn't that long ago.
I think it was announced within the last 2-3 months. I think he was offered in the last 2-3 months. I don't
probably
think
like June.
Yeah. And then they probably say, hey, listen, we got a month to make the announcement. Then you have the remaining of time to come up with the performance, and we have to install it in a 23-minute window that is going to be portable and mobile within New Orleans. But I don't think he had this over a year. Again, it feels like they're going year by year, right? Yo, AJ, what up?
Act, let me ask you quick, though.
What up?
Maybe not over a year, but let's say 8 to 10 months, because they have to make sure that, you know, these guys don't have any tours planned. There's a lot of different moving parts when it comes to artists that big. So you want to make sure that everything is clear, you know, or clear your schedule, because we're picking you for the Super Bowl, or at least you're a prospect. So keep your schedule a little bit open. Don't book anything unless, you know, we give you the red light and say, all right, we're not doing it. Now you can go ahead and do all of the rest of the bookings that you have for 2025.
Also, here's the thing, too.
Even still.
Here's the thing, too, right? And I don't know how serious, you know, I've hit his manager. His manager hasn't hit me back yet. I don't know how serious Wayne was in consideration, but it felt like up until, you know, let's say April, they thought that Wayne was going to get it. Like, that was the thought. Like, they wouldn't be this shocked if it was announced. Like, if they gave it a year ago, they would have known you didn't get it, right? I think some of the shock is coming from them thinking that, you know, it's kind of like the XXL, like, freshman list. You know, kind of around the month they announce it, but you don't know exactly when. Or you know around the month when they invite people to the shoot, but you don't know exactly when. So I got to imagine that it had to be in the last couple of months. I think that they offered that after Not Like Us. I think he was always in the running, because you got to think about this too. And one thing I'll give a lot of people credit for, in thinking about the Super Bowl performance, we got to think about, you know, someone made a great point. The majority of hip hop artists are very terrible performers. Nobody wants to see you grab your crotch, walk across the stage, sing over a backing track. Nobody wants to see that. People want to see eloquent performances, choreography. People want to see all type of things that would jump off a page. That's why people like, you know, obviously Chris Brown would never get to do it, but Chris Brown would be amazing. We saw Usher. He was great. The Weeknd was amazing when he performed. Like, this is a high level performance.
Say that about Wayne. Wayne been performing since the 90s.
Brother, I'm going to be honest with you. if like I seen even Drake bring out Wayne, and Wayne in the Wayne was rapping a whole different song, bro. Like I love Wayne, but like Wayne just had the mic in his hand, bro. I love Wayne.
Wayne did say
I can't lie to you.
So much music
So
that he can't keep
you do got it's Friday. I can't lie, bro. You ain't here capping, bro. I can't lie to you.
What do you mean?
What am I capping about?
Bro, Drake don't show love to nobody.
How?
And Drake did not kick no Jay-Z out the way. Like that was cap.
What do you mean? From when Drake started becoming more popular, Jay-Z was out the door. When Drake came out, Magna Carta came out, and
from the music standpoint, he closed the door on Jay-Z officially, bro. He did.
I think that was Wayne. That was Wayne. That was Wayne.
Where y'all saying this?
Magna Carta.
He was slowly walking
bro.
out, but Jay-Z bowed out gracefully. But I think Jay-Z understood in his mind that. I mean, 50 Cent even has admitted these type of talks where, Jay-Z to say, this kid is on his way. So Jay-Z's not dumb. He's understanding the strategy of the game. When Drake was coming up and rivaling him, he was about to bow out gracefully.
No,
and I think
you gotta stop.
way.
You gotta stop.
Jay-Z
I'm glad y'all brought this back up.
Hold on, one mic.
I'm glad y'all brought this back up. Now, you brought this up earlier, and I didn't want to just stay on this point, but it wasn't Jay-Z that he moved out the way. Jay-Z was already an elder statesman. He was already solidified. I don't think at the time he was necessarily concerned about being the number one rapper in the game. Mainly the person that should have been replaced there in that sentence would have been Kanye, not Jay, if we're being totally honest. Like, Drake is the progeny of Kanye. He would have served to be the person who would have got Kanye out the way, or at least served to be his biggest competition for the new age wave. Like, not Jay.
Yeah, but they coexisted for the longest time.
Go ahead, my pause.
Kanye and Drake coexisted for the longest time until they fell out. So it wasn't even let's get this nigga out the way. But being the top rapper, the nigga who's talking the most shit, that was Jay-Z for the longest time. Yes. Until Drake came in. And then Jay-Z had to do what Drake does now. He had to put his arm around that nigga and say, let me get on a couple of tracks with you before you get a little bit too out of control.
And just to throw this out there, they had to double cold.
I still wouldn't agree with that. Like, again, that's kind of like Jay was out of the realm of Drake, bro. This is what I'm trying to tell you. Like, there was never a Drake is gonna be competing with Jay-Z moment. Like, that would never have happened. Really, they're too far removed from each other.
Hey, hold on. And by the way, not to drastically switch subjects, but I just seen something and somebody pointed it out, and I do want to hear what you guys' opinion on this. And I did tweet this out. I said, LOL. I said, dropping on 9/11. I said the Pop Out concert was on Juneteenth. By the way, if you don't know, the Not Like Us video was dropped on July 4th. So these are like landmark like days, right? Like Juneteenth, July 4th, 9/11. So I said, hey, wait, let me guess. There's probably going to be a new diss on Halloween, Thanksgiving, Drake's birthday, which is October something, and Christmas. Do you look at these dates that he's dropping on as like super strategic and like dope, or at this point kind of like corny? What do y'all think?
No, it's definitely dope because
one mic.
It's dope because the nigga Drake asked for it. He said, you better have some triple, quadruple, double, quadruple entendres and all that other shit. That's what he said, right?
Hey, I'm going to call cap on what you're saying with that. No, I hear what you're saying, but for everybody who says, well, Drake said drop. Cool. The battle over. Like, nigga, the battle is over.
Wait,
hold on, Kyrie. Hold on. You can't do that because in the same breath, I gotta call you on your hypocrisy. In the same breath, you will tweet about a game 2 that probably won't take place, and you want it to happen.
Hold on.
So you can't say that.
I've said repeatedly, game 2 got nothing to do with a run back in the battle. I'm telling y'all this. Now, did people take that to mean it? Yes, but if you think that Drake,
you said it like it meant it. Don't do that.
No, game 2.
We gotta call you on that because we were all collectively like, okay, game 2 means let's get to these tracks again. Let's get back to this battle.
No.
And
Hold on.
I watched you the other day and you were backtracking like crazy.
No.
Bro.
Game 2 is definitely music. It's just not rap battle. It's like, hey, listen, cool. we're just gonna
Who's gonna sell the most?
Yo, who's the culture gonna be fucking with? You get what I'm saying? It's like, all right, outside of this battle, this is the biggest moment. Like Drake has realized the same thing that Young Boy realized with Dirk. Yo, by you engaging with this guy, you turned this guy up to make him more hotter than you. It's the same thing that 6ix9ine realized with Dirk. Remember when 6ix9ine used to talk to Lil Durk like he was shit? Yo, you going back and forth with him, that nigga ended up being hotter than you, right? So game 2 got nothing to do with let's rap battle again. It's like, all right, cool. What Drake is great at, and there's nobody else better, is let's get to these hit songs. So he's trying to drop his music. You do whatever you want to do over there, but we're not miracle, lyrical, spiritual battling no more. Because why? When you say I'm a pedophile and I'm not, the whole culture loves it. When I say some shit, it's not a fair playing field. So fuck it. I'm not gonna keep engaging you in a battle, especially when you also call me a pedophile. I'm just gonna drop my hits. You drop whatever music you drop, and let's see who rises to the top. Right?
My nigga, you got all of that from a quick clip from a basketball play, nigga.
Right.
Holy
and
shit.
Two things. Number one, how can you say that, right? If it's going to be about hits, but the same songs he's dropping and claiming game 2's on, he's still dropping subliminals at the guy he apparently doesn't want to go back into battle with, which doesn't make sense. And number 2, okay, if we want to make it about hits, right? He's dropped 100 gigs twice, and none of the songs that he put out in those packs have had any staying power, bro.
Circadian Rhythm is a hit. I don't know.
Yes, yo, that's the best record.
All the females is playing it.
Yeah, Circadian Rhythm is the best record. Okay, I'll answer that question quick, and then AJ can pop in, right? Number one, you know, and by the way, I've issued those criticisms with Drake. I think Drake releasing these records in a time where no matter what, they're always looking at him to be the numbers guy. And these tracks, yes, they're charting, which by the way is still super impressive. But because they're not moving and operating like hits, the reason why he's not working the records. He's throwing out random records. Yo, No Face just debuted at like 60. The song was out for 11 days before it got on DSPs, right? There's zero radio behind it. Universal is doing no marketing with it. He's just like putting it up on a Finsta. Like, these songs aren't going to do good. Now, granted, you know, obviously we're still going to judge him for these songs because he's putting them out. But we're kind of looking at like, all right, I look at it like this is almost like a mixtape. Like, he's trying to build up momentum to something, right? I'm not excusing it, right? Like, obviously, you know, and here's the thing about, I watched this dude he was on YouTube, and he was just like, yo, Drake's songs are flopping. And I looked at it, and the nigga literally said there's 8 hip-hop songs on the whole Billboard 100, and Drake got like 4 of them. But Drake is flop. The whole culture isn't charting. Drake charts all the time. So really, we're comparing Drake to Drake, which means, yo, Drake, you're flopping by your standards because you don't usually have songs outside the top 40. You usually have a top 10 song or a number 1. Okay, cool. Again, high standards, but heavy's the head that wears a crown. So if that's what we're judging him off, cool. I think he's trying to build up momentum to try to get away from the moment that everybody keeps talking about, yo, the battle. I keep saying that we're in a hip-hop space that we're suffering from post-battle syndrome. Everything is still connected to the battle.
You're patient zero.
Go ahead.
You're patient zero.
Stop. Hey, AJ, what were you saying?
Let's be honest, bro. This was like the most boringest song this nigga ever dropped. Man, you got old heads like Elliot Woodson talking about the culture jacking it. We not. Only thing I'm just disappointed about all this shit that Cole apologized because that nigga told the truth.
I think it's a good drop. I think it's the timing was perfect, the strategy or whatever, 9/11, but it's the wrong song. That's all.
I agree.
That shit is boring.
Like,
to be honest, is the song boring or what?
Yo, and by the way, hold on. Let me jump in for one more second before I'll throw it back to you guys again. This is also the interesting thing when y'all are mentioning where Kendrick is talking about media. You know what's so funny? Okay, cool. All right, let's really talk about who are the media people that Kendrick is saying that these people are pushing, whatever the fuck he's saying. What he said, he says influencers are talking down. Bro, there's literally, I would probably say 2 people, right? And one is completely irrelevant, that are even supporting Drake these days. Me and Millie Mall. Nigga, we didn't even know this thing was alive before like 3 weeks ago, right? Here's my point. His point would actually apply to the opposite people. Bro, everybody, including, like, Elliot Wilson's like number 1. Everybody who is now hyping up Kendrick and shitting on Drake are all people who Drake dumped like a ex-girlfriend or a one-night stand. Let's be honest. Joe Budden, Elliot Wilson, him and I don't even know if Charlamagne's like giving him credit these days. All of them have personal gripes that they're like, I used to be in your close friends. You took me out. That's what it is. So it's not like whatever he's talking about media, that could be more applied to Drake's situation.
Hold on a second.
He was talking about media in that context.
Say again.
No, he was talking. He said specifically radio personalities. But again, in this situation, if we're gonna put it in the context of Drake and Kendrick, like he said, realistically, it's just Ak and Maul that are talking about Drake in any sort of a positive light.
But again, what were the lyrics on that again? Because I don't think he was.
Okay. All right. So it was 2 lyrics. One lyric says, influencers talk down because I'm not with the basic shit, but they hate. I actually think that's at streamers. I actually think that's an Aiden Ross bar, low key. I'm gonna be honest.
Look for the bar where he says something radio personality.
No, I'm gonna get to that.
Hit me up when they turn into a casualty.
Yeah, no,
something like that.
Influencers talk down because I'm not with the basic shit, but they don't hate me. They hate the man I represent, the type of man that never dick ride because I want a favor. By the way, again, and I'm gonna read the other line as you said, but that line applies to most people who are mad at Drake. Half of these niggas are mad at Drake because Drake promised them an interview, never did it. Right? Think about a nigga like Ebro. You know what I mean? He's over here turned to a fossil, primarily hating on Drake. Why? Drake, YMCMB used to have Hot 97 by the balls. He even had a point telling them that they should suspend their number 1 radio host just to get a fucking performance. So they couldn't wait till Drake was getting his back kicked in because not only Drake, by the way, this story was told. Allegedly, Drake told Ebro, suspend Flex and I'll come up there and host for like a week. That's during the time when Flex was dropping the bombs on all the Meek Mill songs when they were going through the battle. So these people are incentivized. Like they have a reason to shit on Drake. They have no reason to be like, oh no, let me try to see his way or give him the benefit of the doubt. So when Kendrick says that, I'm like, yeah, that more applies to the other guy, not you. I see nobody shitting on Kendrick. Like, who's shitting on Kendrick? Does anybody know? And if y'all could tell me the people who are shitting on Kendrick, y'all let me know, and I'll be like, oh, okay, maybe he has.
Okay, I got it right here. Hold on. The line says
White, one of them.
The radio personalities pushing propaganda for salary. I think he might be talking about Ebro in that line because Ebro recently just had a Hot 97. He was on Hot 97 talking about there's a reason why Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us is not the song of the summer. And he was saying it was because of the whole PDF file allegations and shit like that. And corporate entities can't back a song like that.
No, so but he's been dick riding Kendrick the whole time, though. So, like, okay, even if he says it's not the song of the summer because of the content of the music, he's been literally saying that Kendrick is giving a master class in how to be an MC and how Drake is a fraud, and which is kind of so interesting because Ebro is one of like the niggas who's biracial, and he loves shitting on Drake for Drake being an outsider, being a biracial man from Toronto. Ebro is a biracial man from the Bay Area that runs a radio station in New York. So if Drake's an outsider from Toronto running hip hop in the US, what are you when you're a biracial man from the Bay that is running a hip hop radio station in New York? The same thing. So a lot of these, like, again, I'm still wondering who the hell, like, if y'all want to say me, cool. But other than me, unless y'all say my voice is that loud, who else is like, talking down or pushing propaganda for salary against Kendrick Lamar. You ever see Big Boy?
I'm the biggest Kendrick hater. Then also too, Charleston White even said, "Ain't nobody thumping no Kendrick in the hood." Charleston White said that too.
I think when he referenced that act, I think he's talking about the recent propaganda being pushed about Wayne and the Super Bowl. Every blog has supported or backed, you know what I'm saying, numerous claims of, what Cameron, what this artist, what this celebrity done said. So I feel like that them bars was kind of, directed to the recent drama with media pushing the narrative that it should be Wayne and not him.
Well,
okay.
I think Kendrick is a little bit smarter when it comes to his bars. If he says radio personalities,
Kendrick is not
he
smart,
means.
I think this is
I think if he says radio personalities, he means radio personality.
I agree.
I think this is where y'all overanalyze a bar because it's Kendrick.
That's what I was about to say.
Y'all not even Kendrick fans. That's the weird part. Y'all overanalyzing a bar. Y'all not even Kendrick fans. I see what y'all doing.
That might also be true. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I'm a Kendrick fan.
Well,
I think he just classified that wrong.
I
think he's talking about X.
And get off your knees and just listen to a song sometimes.
No,
y'all
I'm kind of both.
So what are you referencing when you say that, though, Kyrie?
Wait, hold on. Let's go back to what he just said. But let's be real, Kyrie. You can't get mad at people. You can't be mad at people for trying to truly analyze and dig into a song that he's released. No, hold on. But you can't like demonize him for doing so. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like Ak was saying earlier, bro. This is a guy that rarely drops, has only dropped 3 songs really publicly on DSPs in the last 2 years, and he strategically drops. So I'm assuming whatever he puts out is not just going to be for no reason, for what people shouldn't be trying to analyze the lyrics and really find out what he's trying to say.
And by the way,
you get what I mean?
And by the way, we
can't
be a hypocrite.
He drops on certain days.
Exactly.
All these drops on certain days is not only just for the hip hop heads. He's serving 2 audiences. He's serving the hip hop heads and the internet nerds who break all this shit down and make videos about this shit.
I'm with Friday on this. I don't think he's having a slip of the tongue or making a mistake when he says the radio personality. The only thing I could think about is 2 things, and I'll throw it to you guys, and you guys can answer it. How recent do you think this track is? He doesn't really like it. It kind of does seem like a track that you would want to drop on 9/11, because you think about 9/11 historically. That's when the towers got knocked over in New York, the Twin Towers. That was the time where, essentially, as we said, ground zero was established. And he's talking about burn to destroy to rebuild, which is almost saying that the culture is toxic, that we need to kill everything off and start from scratch. Maybe this is almost like an evergreen track where, he's had this type of thought. It fits a day like today where it's 9/11. You know what I'm saying?
You don't think it comes? I think he wrote the track within the last day or 2 of the announcement of the Super Bowl. I feel like it may have been a thought process, but like you already said, a guy that's the most quiet watches everything. With that song, he proves that he's watching what the blogs, watching what you say specifically. And he may have curated some, older feelings mixed in with what just happened for the last, 2 days from his announcement. And that gave him enough time to drop, on 9/11.
Hey, and let me ask y'all a question, because Kendrick to me also is coming across slightly as, you ever see a lot of these motherfuckers on Twitter? They're always complaining about something. They never tell you, they're complainers, right? They'll tell you what's wrong. They'll never give solutions how to get to the place where things are right. So they wait for somebody to fuck up, and they're like, yo, see, look at that. That's bad. And clearly, yeah, whatever it is, that's bad. But they never really these people never have solutions. They never have anything, right? And when I think about Kendrick and how, like, the things he's rapping about, he's kind of rapping about what he doesn't like with a culture. Like, he's clearly mentioned that Drake is the epitome of kind of what he doesn't like. But he doesn't really either focus on saying what he does like, how to get to the place of making a culture better, that we could get to things that he likes more, or he doesn't really highlight, unless you're going to say Lecrae, he doesn't really highlight what the fuck he likes. He's just kind of pretty much constantly venting about why he's mad or why he needs to hate.
Sometimes you don't need to speak, you just got to do action. Now, my thing is, with this song, it seems like this song is not really talking about the beef, but what the beef was supposed to lead to. Like this, some niggas feel like he gonna try to put so much pressure on this moment, this build up to whatever, the Super Bowl, obviously, and then possibly an album to trying to drown out the noise of Drake. But then this sounds like the goal is to usher in a new era of music when we're back on the, this type of hip hop, quote unquote shit. This is just a theory.
Okay. What era and what type of hip hop? You gotta be specific.
I don't think it's
You're
like
talking about that
thing.
late 90s or early 90s hip hop.
I don't think it's
You talking about that boom bap shit, or are we talking about on a morality level? Because
morality level.
Okay.
Yeah, early 90s, native tongue, Public Enemy, that type shit.
And he got 2 black Nikes right here on 9/11. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it's somewhat a testament to like the whole idea of like, oh, Drake needs to go away from music to get better.
But can I ask y'all a question? With we knowing that the track is directed to like media and propaganda, since the beef and up to today, when has Dot received any bad press besides the Super Bowl situation? What moment has he had where the narrative or propaganda was against him since the beef started?
I mean,
it's been in his favor.
Somebody hasn't. That 9/11 is also when Jay-Z dropped Blueprint, so there might be some correlation there.
But I'm saying the whole thing about that track is based around media propaganda. Like I said, Act may not want to believe it, but I think it's a diss to him. But it's been based around media propaganda, radio personality, a narrative, right? And not one moment of this whole year has Dot really had a bad stain on his name. But the Super Bowl situation.
I mean,
also keep in mind those sneakers. Those sneakers on the cover, those are slider sneakers.
Well, let's not have revisionist history. Let's remember that niggas was calling him a woman beater for earlier in the beef.
I mean, but that was the beef. I mean, but realistically, right? He hasn't really had any negative press behind his no. But at the same time, you got to think about his relationship with the press. Like theoretically speaking, or just realistically speaking, he's a media darling. You know what I mean? He doesn't really ever have bad press. Right. And like we were saying earlier, right? He typically tends to stay out of the public eye anyway. He's very good at doing that. So you have 2 forces at play here. You have the fact that he doesn't really pop out much, and if he does, it's for a strategic reason. And even when he does pop out, he's looked at through the lens of a media darling. So you're rarely going to see that.
Do you not think that's what the song and that bar was talking about? Essentially, it's like, yo, bro, the reason why niggas may not fuck with me is because I don't give a fuck enough to come talk to you niggas for real, for real. Also,
but what platform talks like that though, Kyrie? What platform?
By the way, I also want to ask y'all, when a nigga puts the cover art to be Black Air Forces, it usually saying he's on some different type of timing. I would be shocked if this has no follow up, right? Like if this sounds like a nigga is ready to slide if he ain't slide already. I don't think this song doesn't make it feel like the sliding is complete. It feels like, yo, hold on, wait a minute, I got some more for you.
Yeah, I feel like he's been standing over the body. He's been standing over the body the whole time.
I'm gonna ask you, okay, if you want to put that in the air as a theory, what do you think he follows up with?
I think this is a song to bait Drake.
Let's go down this line of thought, right? Mm-hmm. You think that he's willing to risk the position that he's made for himself, which at this point I think culturally is pretty solidified as to who won the beef, right? You think he's willing to put all that up to go and retread this?
Yes.
Why?
Yes. He has a diss track in the tuck that has not dropped, and I think he's mad that he had to bow out too quick.
Hold on. I agree with that, but I really think, put it like this. Y'all remember when, and now we're going to go to some boxing shit. I'm not the biggest boxing fan, but hopefully y'all can catch the analogy. Do y'all remember Earl Spencer versus Terrence Crawford. And listen, I think a lot of people thought that fight was going to be a lot closer than it was. However, the fight went down, and you could tell, even if they fought 10 times, I think Terrence Crawford will want to fight 10 times. He know that nigga don't got nothing for him. I think Kendrick is armed with the belief that Drake don't got nothing for him. Honestly, right. I think anytime Kendrick on the beach, shirt off, sticking his chest out, and anytime he walked past Drake and Adonis making a sandcastle, he kicking that shit over. He really think that. I swear, I think that's what he think. He think Drake don't got nothing for him. I'm telling you, I think in his mind now, I think he's always thought that he could defeat Drake. I think after it went like this, he thinks he could beat Drake on his off day.
Look at it like this, Egg. It's like a street beef. Like, you might get into something and a dude might just, wave the white flag, which everybody think Drake did, and he feel like he did not get to use the weapon that he wanted to use. Like, I feel like he's trying to tell him, like, bro, damn, I just didn't use that switch. I got this button I want to use so bad.
Posting beat up black Air Forces says, like, bro, I wasn't done whooping your ass.
Yeah, I got something else, but you tapped out, and I really want to give you what I got left for you. I feel like
Drake didn't tap out though. We ain't gonna sit here and lie.
No, he did.
No. He said I ain't trying to go back and forth with no more on that shit. I ain't trying to do this, and then he did say he was not trying to
tap out.
Yeah,
Drake did not tap out. Drake never tapped out of a beef. We ain't gonna let y'all get out.
Wale. We could literally pull up the Hard Part 6 right now and listen to the end of it. He tapped
That's a
out.
white flag. That's a white flag.
On wax.
Not no white flag.
He said, "Come back when y'all got some fat."
That was you got it. You can have that shit. I don't want to do this no more.
I don't want to do this no more.
He said, I don't want to do this no more. You can have that
shit.
I'm gonna be honest with you. The way Kendrick is moving is the way Drake was moving after he slapped up Meek Mill. When that back-to-back hit, Drake went on to Summer 16. He was still doing his thing. Drake was acting like he was the king of Philly, right? Like, he was just like, say another word, motherfucker. Say another word. Like, he was almost punking that nigga, right? That's what Kendrick is on, bro.
You think that Black Air Force is the equivalent to his Summer 16, bro? Okay. I can see that.
He's telling niggas that he got more in the tuck. Like, he really not done with him, man.
I agree with that, too.
Give him what he got left, yo.
I agree with that, too.
I think that would be the perfect time.
Not got another lot like us. You can.
It ain't a not like I think it's more disrespectful, Wale. I think it's far more disrespectful than that.
I think it would be on the same level of Meet the Gram.
He don't got another hit like this.
By the way, I also believe that I'm in full belief after this track today. Like, I was always thinking about it because I'm like, the way he's playing this, he's doing these strategic moments. He definitely wants to make sure of any battle in history, this is gonna sting the most. Which it is the biggest battle, right?
Right.
After hearing him drop this, I am now in the belief that Kendrick is not. I think another reason why he dropped this, he's seen Drake start to do the 100 gigs. He's trying to, like, he did a couple of things. Look at the documentary. Look at me making some other songs. And we're like, damn, we used to love Drake. Drake's the best. Oh, shit. He dropped like 10 songs. Oh, shit. Like, Drake was getting momentum. And as soon as the momentum is getting up there, before he could hit second gear, hear hating ass Kendrick come again. I think he's trying to kill Drake's career, 100%. And when I mean kill his career, not that Drake's career could ever be killed, but I don't think he wants Drake to ever get back to that peak of dominance, and he's going to always remind the culture, remember, I spec that little boy over there. That's what
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think steppers.
I think he's gonna drop
I don't
again.
think that even if Kendrick never did any of this, I think he was gonna do the Super Bowl thing regardless. But even if he dropped a song at all or did not, I don't think Drake is ever getting back to the same position he had or was at. Like, he took too much of a hit with this, if I'm being totally honest with you. Like, throughout this entire little run that he's been doing with these surprise drops and dropping on his Finsta, it's just my advice to him would have been to just fade back, play the background, let people miss you. Basically, do what Kendrick does, nigga, and allow people to miss you. And then you pop out with the best music you've released in the last decade, bro. That's how you win them back over. You don't. What the way that he's playing this right now is as if he's a sore loser. He can't come to terms with the fact that he lost, and through desperation, he's grasping at straws to try to turn the tides any way that he can. But because it's so close to the beef and to this fucking song that's not dead yet culturally, all people are gonna think of whenever you drop or show your face is the fact that you lost magnificently to this nigga.
And
Akita,
by the
can
way,
I ask you a
the war
question
ain't
though?
over. He ain't lost yet.
Akita, how about this, bro? Do you think that it, with you saying that he wanted to bury him completely, or Drake should have did this? Do you think? Because I think Dot is a completely showing that he's obsessed a little bit. But do you think if he
I agree
keeps
with that
working
too.
in this favor and maybe keep trying to bait Drake out, do you think the culture eventually or people eventually look at it like he's obsessed? Like you've
I
already
think I
won,
got
you're
it all
taking it too
wrong.
far.
I think y'all got it in reverse. I think y'all are obsessed, and y'all so obsessed that y'all don't realize y'all fueling the conversation.
Playing devil's advocate.
Yo,
I'm
yo,
just saying.
yo,
I think he's shown that he's completely a hater of Drake
yo,
and he's
yo,
trying to end it.
yo,
But
yo,
I
yo.
think
To
a
be
I'm
lot of
saying
honest,
the reason
yo,
why
to
this
be
shit be
honest,
hitting harder
I
for
don't
niggas is
think
because
there
you be
is
saying
anything that Kendrick could do. I think as long as Kendrick is seen as the guy who aligns with some of the core values and plights of the culture and black people, somebody like Drake, who makes great music, catchy music, maybe great R&B music, but it would need to, the only way the culture would ever turn their back on Kendrick is if they found out he was a fraud. And I don't think Drake doesn't have that tool chest to be able to hold the mirror up. It would have to be someone who is in the same realm as Kendrick. So again, I think he knows he's walking around with that culture card in his pocket, and he could. No one will say he's bullying Drake, or no one will be like, damn, bro, like you obsessed with Drake. Like we're saying it because like obviously we're like, damn, do you still dissing him? But the culture won't be tired of it because they feel like no matter what he does, he's doing a cultural job of, putting a nigga like Drake in his place or getting rid of Drake, if you get what I'm saying.
I
Let me
think
ask
it's
you a
less of that.
question.
I think it's more of your impact on the culture which causes that.
What do you mean?
I think you sometimes are delusional to your impact in the culture. Like just earlier in this conversation, you made it seem as if you didn't make it seem like Game 2 referred only to music. That was complete bullshit.
well,
You
like you do.
reference things in a way because you are a super fan, you are Drake's biggest fan. You sometimes have just an ignorant level of bias that you allow to run rampant that at a certain point fuels people disdain for a nigga. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let me ask you a question. You think that I made it seem more like Game 2 was a second iteration of the battle more than Drake?
Yes.
What?
Yes.
The guy
Yes.
himself?
Yes.
Yes.
How do you?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. You gotta be playing dumb right now. You know that you did that.
Hold on,
You know that you did that.
No. Wait. Well, y'all answer to that question is y'all telling me that my voice is seen as more important than the actual person who you think I'm speaking for. Because look at what he posted. Look at what he posted.
And again, not see. This is where you become a fan again, and you again. This is the
right nigga posted.
This part you're doing right
the nigga posted Rasheed Wallace talking in the sense of playoffs and saying we're gonna win Game 2, and you're saying that image with his caption on his Instagram was not enough. It was me talking about it.
There's about 3-4 tweets post beef that you made it seem as if niggas wasn't done. You, nobody else. You, nigga, you. Right there in the chair. You did that.
Hold on.
Nobody else did that.
Hold on.
And it creates a few of the conversation.
Wait. Now, this is where I keep running into this problem with y'all. I stand by it. Like, this issue isn't resolved. Are they going to rap battle again? That's my whole point. They're not rap battling again, okay? That's over. Is Drake going to keep dissing him? Is he going to keep dissing Drake? Yes. Are they gonna be like, hey, song for song? No, that shit is done. It's over with. Go back to May if you want that shit.
No,
right?
We know that, but you the way you speak on things adds a certain level of, you skew the perspective where like anytime that Kendrick does do anything, you just make it an alley-oop because he know that you gonna come try to underplay it in some degree. And I'm just saying.
Well, like
let me ask you a quick question.
Okay,
let me ask you a quick question.
Go ahead.
Do you think that Kendrick is going to drop again?
Based on this song, I would imagine that this is a precursor for something that we're going to see.
How soon? Because I'm thinking within the next 2 weeks he's going to drop again.
And here's the thing. I think what Kendrick is good at, and I think even way better than Drake, he maneuvers and he calls audibles. Like, for example, he called an audible with Meet the Grams. When Meet the Grams dropped, I think that was supposed to be the gut shot, the kill shot for Drake. And when it is kind of panning out that, hey, well, cool, you're calling him a pedophile, I get it, but he doesn't have a kid. I think he pivoted real quick and kind of overshadowed the fact that shot really landed flat and he dropped Not Like Us. So I think he dropped this song to react to all the news about the Super Bowl thing. And then I think he's going to drop another song reacting to what people are saying about this. You get what I'm saying? And what I believe that song will be, it might be that intro song that was on Not Like Us, or it's going to be a song that, yes, it might have a couple bars dissing Drake, but it's not going to be, because this song sounds like he's trying to get back in the battle, right? Am I wrong?
No,
a little bit.
No, this does not.
That's why I said it seemed like it'd be enough one.
You think that?
What?
You think that Kendrick could drop another Not Like Us or something that's equivalent to like people like, oh, that's the one? Because I think everything he usually drops is very boring. Because if he could drop another Like Us, we might be in trouble.
No.
I don't think he can do that.
No, I definitely think he can. I think this iteration of Kendrick is going to be Kendrick, even if he's using a Bay Area sound or he's using other West Coast type of sounds, he's going to keep shit up tempo. He's not going to come and just rap us to death. And the reason why I was saying this sounds like he's trying to start another battle, this type of eerie type of rapping reminds me of Meet the Grams. No, it means
Meet the Grams.
Like, other than Meet the Grams, when have you ever heard Kendrick drop a record like this, where he's almost talking in parables and fucking puzzles?
He does this all the time, bro. Come on.
Yeah, it's in his discography.
Kendrick,
he drops one off. Hold on, he drops one off tracks like this randomly.
Okay, this is a segue, yo.
His one-off tracks are typically his Heart series at this point, but earlier in his career, like
even with the Heart series, it's not like this. Almost feels like a riddle. Feels like it's like almost like it's like Jigsaw. Same with Meet the Grams. It feels like, yo, figure this out.
Right, but this is what I mean. This is why people are supposed to sit and try to analyze this as best as they can. He dropped this for a reason. Right?
This is an interlude.
I think it's a beef summary song.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that nigga Kendrick
song as well.
He's gassed up off everybody, especially all the YouTube reviewers. Shout out to my man What's the Dirt and all the other guys. They break down every little thing he does. That I think these days he's just doing this shit for like Easter eggs and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like he knows that no matter what, y'all gonna call him genius. So you know what? He's gonna put a little effort into it. Okay, dropped on September 11th. I guarantee you're going to look at the time, and that probably has some meaning. I've seen people already say on Instagram, yo, he stopped rapping at 5 minutes and 4 seconds. What's 504? 504 is like a popular, it's a popular area code for New Orleans. Like, come on, bro. Like,
or it's a way to keep niggas on their toes.
No, man.
But this is not like a finisher.
I heard the Super Bowl ad that he did was actually referencing a historic American video from like a movie or some shit.
Yeah, apparently.
So can we Okay, wait, hold on. Let's stop. Let's stop at that, right? And double back. So when you ask about the dates, because that's an important point that Kyrie just brought up that I didn't get to answer you on. I think all of the dates that he's bringing up, because this is it stems back to one of the many things that he was bringing against Drake in the beef. I think he's using dates that are very significant to American culture specifically. Like, you get me? Like, he's specifically referencing things that are important to American culture to kind of dig at the fact that he's not American, and it's kind of something that we can rally behind. So, like, the Kyrie saying what he just said also doesn't surprise me. It kind of goes in line with that also.
Hey, Friday, I know you're still here.
Yeah.
What do you feel like? Because again, I even hear like even people on the West Coast, the way they call Drake is like, you know how Rick Ross was calling White Boy, like they just call him the Canadian. Like it's almost like it's like such a, it's meant to be so derogative. It's like, yo, you gonna fuck with us? You gonna fuck with the Canadian over us? And like I heard Rick Ross say too. I've seen a couple of people say it, and I'm like, is that like a thing that Kendrick could really hang his hat on and gain people to support him? Basically on some, yo, we're culture, we're LA. You're not gonna fuck with a Canadian over us, right? Like
it kind of makes me feel uncertain, man.
I think he can't lean on that too much though. My bad, go ahead.
But it makes me feel uncertain though, because as a Canadian who broadcast to a lot of American audience, and I talk to American people, I'm like, do you all feel that way? Because a lot of people have been rallying behind him with this shit. If Rick Ross is echoing that same sentiment, and like you said, people in LA are just saying the Canadian, then has it been like that the whole time? Like, are we allowed in the game? Are we outsiders to the shit? Like,
yeah, that's kind of
you
interesting.
have a whole scene besides Drake, so there's a whole bunch of other niggas who are trying to get their foot in the door. And if that's the sentiment in the United States that we don't fuck with y'all, it's kind of saying a lot, dog.
No, it can't be because they fuck with the Weeknd. Like no one's saying that about the Weeknd.
Yeah. Or Tory.
I think it's because they think that Drake has co-opted American culture and he's a Canadian, right? And they're like, yo, you know, again, unlike a pop star like The Weeknd doesn't have to come here and act like he's from Memphis or Houston. They're looking at Drake and they're like, yo, you've co-opted like American culture, and that's like the indictment that we have against you, right?
Yeah, but isn't R&B American culture as well? Rhythm and blues from way back in the days, the blues, it's the same thing. They're not putting the same indictment on The Weeknd. And hip-hop is an American art form. There's no way of doing hip-hop music and not emulating American culture in some kind of way, no matter how much of a Canadian swing, Toronto swing we put on this shit. It's still American culture. So are we just not allowed to do hip-hop? Is niggas in Poland not allowed to do hip-hop? Japan, all these other places? All these niggas got to put the mic down?
And by the way, let me play this video. They claim that Kendrick's Super Bowl performance, or not performance, his announcement referenced. They said he referenced a General Patton introduction speech from a 1970 film. Look at this. And basically said, after you realize that this is what Kendrick referenced, you realize even Kendrick's Super Bowl announcement was a Drake diss because he referenced something that was super patriotic, which kind of, when juxtaposed to his situation with Drake, basically saying, we're Americans, this is home team, that's a Canadian. So let me just play this real quick.
Man, all this stuff you've heard about America not wanting to fight, wanting to stay out of the war, is a lot of horse dung. Americans traditionally love to fight. All real Americans love the sting of battle. When you were kids, you all admired the champion marble shooter, the fastest runner, big league ball players, the toughest boxers. Americans love a winner and will not tolerate a loser. Americans play to win all the time. I wouldn't give a hoot in hell for a man who lost and laughed. That's why Americans have never lost and will never lose a war. Because the very thought of losing is hateful to Americans. Now, an army is a team. It lives, eats, sleeps, fights as a team. This individuality stuff is a bunch of crap. The bilious bastards who wrote that stuff about individuality for the Saturday Evening Post don't know anything more about real battle than they do about fornicating. Now, we have the finest food and equipment, the best spirit, and the best men in the world. You know, by God, I actually pity those poor bastards we're going up against. By God, I do. We're not just going to shoot the bastards. We're going to cut out their living guts and use them to grease the treads of our tanks. We're going to murder those lousy Hun bastards by the bushel. Now,
bro,
some of you boys, I know, are wondering whether or not you'll chicken out under fire. Don't worry about it. I can assure you that you will all do your duty.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. I think Kendrick's a sick guy, man.
How am I supposed to feel when I get across the border? I gotta be looking over my shoulder, just in case nigga finds out I'm Canadian.
Y'all was already saying that because we got guns. Come on, calm down, bro.
Come on, B. The way this nigga's making it sound, he's making it sound like it's America versus Canada.
No, y'all just
the nigga's walking in front of an American flag.
And by the way, that's a great point you're making. But we have to understand why Kendrick. I'm not saying why he won, but why it even look like that, like why the pop out and everything. He did turn this into the West Coast versus Drake, and it's easier to say West Coast versus the Canadian, which then extends to Canada, because you realize the whole West Coast kind of united and supported Kendrick in this battle, right? Like they felt like our identity is in question if we don't support this guy, and they did.
But you can't fault the West Coast for being in support of Kendrick when, again, one of the tracks that Drake, for whatever reason, thought was okay to put out was a track mocking a legendary West Coast artist to try to get at Kendrick. So, I mean, that's kind of only stands to follow that the West Coast would get behind him. Like, I'm sorry, like, nigga, you can't go on a fucking song and put your voice behind an AI version of Tupac and expect niggas on the West Coast won't take that some type of way.
But do niggas in New York feel the same way about Canadians as maybe West Coast is feeling right now? Or maybe in Philadelphia or wherever? Or is it just a West Coast thing?
That's just a West Coast thing, because
it's not even a West Coast thing. Y'all could go wherever y'all want to go.
I don't think it's a West Coast thing, really. I literally believe that Kendrick realized his biggest advantage against Drake was that authentically and organically, hip hop in the United States, it's a stronghold, and obviously it's not the birthplace like New York, but like LA has a storied history and an authentic swag that has always been admired and also acknowledged. And the easy thing when someone is seen as a cultural guy who's one of the leaders from a place like that is to say, look at Drake. If I was battling with Drake, I would say that too. Like, bro, you know, it's like you ever seen somebody argue with a white dude? Like, shit, we were just talking about what's that guy named Brandon Buckingham? They'd be like, yo, bro, go do the videos in your culture. You know what I mean? That's a way to get at Drake. Yo, Drake, yo, stop talking like niggas from Memphis and running to Houston. How about you be a Canadian, right? That's a kind of a way to kind of get at him, because what Drake has historically done is that he's really showed love and moved around in the U.S. that people kind of didn't really look at him as, oh, this is an outsider. It's like, yo, this is just one of us.
But that's what.
So it was okay when he was giving the slaps. But
exactly,
now, go back
that's
to Canada.
Exactly. That's what niggas get for dick riding. But it's cool. Ain't no doubling. Don't double back. Don't try to be Drake friend later on, nigga.
Well, that's the
Not
one
for
thing
all the
about
niggas
Kendrick that I don't see it. I feel like Kendrick the only person you can say when he stopped fucking with Drake, that's when he stopped fucking with Drake, and that was clear. Everybody else was doing the back and forth shit.
Wow, Kendrick really got on some go back to your country shit.
This nigga Kendrick garbage, bro. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all dick. Hey, Kyrie, you been dick sucking this nigga Kendrick, bro. That shit is terrible.
To be honest, you knew actually what I thought about the song. I think the song is cool, but y'all the reason why. Again, y'all the reason why niggas talk about this shit. Nobody would talk about this shit if y'all niggas was so butthurt.
I mean, I when you say that,
That's
Kyrie, I think you're referring to like I guess the stream act, the chat niggas, because I definitely agree that this act hub keeps this shit alive. You know what I'm saying? The back and forth, which is not a problem. I mean, that's him reporting on Drake and Kendrick beef. It was the number one source, but yeah, it wouldn't be still going if niggas ain't invested. But Kendrick definitely is still trying to keep this beef alive.
I
Clearly, with
deny
this song.
that I play really even remotely significant, bro. You know what plays the biggest part?
You delusional.
Not like us, just being on the fucking charts, and no matter what Drake does, they'd be like, it's probably A minor, or they just say some dumb shit. Look, he ran to Atlanta to get a check balance. Like, bro, everything that Drake has done, they compare to the fucking song. That song is the vein of everybody's existence.
Hey, man,
Let me ask you a quick question, man.
Oh, wait, hold on.
You live by the sword,
Number one. Go ahead, Kyrie. Go ahead.
You live by the sword, you die by the sword. What do you do to Meek? You just said it. You just said it a little bit ago. You said Drake is to Kendrick what Meek is to Drake. You said that.
And I think you're delusional if you think you don't play a big factor in the act.
Yes,
I think you really got to
100%.
stop acting like you not the source. Like you kind of downplay your impact. I mean, I know that probably wasn't the main topic, but you downplay your impact in this whole thing, man. And you're clearly
on the song.
Yeah, he's talking about you, man. Yeah, he's put you on a song before. He's talking to you with this song. When you sit back again, and we know Kendrick put 1,000 cryptic messages in a song, man.
And by the way,
I don't know how you can't feel that way.
By the way, I agree with by the way, thank you for the donation, LK. He says, is DJ Head gonna apologize to Act for saying I was capping when I said Kendrick was loading? Isn't this loaded? This is what he loaded up. The nigga loaded up an announcement and loaded up this motherfucking song. DJ Head, I need an apology prompt and early. I'm sorry, my nigga. I don't know. Maybe you got the text now number with Kendrick. You're not getting the fucking news. But my nigga, listen, I get it from the hard drive. I don't need permission. You feel me? We'll go get that bitch. You get what I'm saying? So when I told you the nigga was loading, clearly it was true. Anyway, I'm going to be honest with you, man. This nigga's just obsessed, bro. Kendrick's an obsessed guy. And a part of it I respect, though. A part of it I respect. Part of it I respect where it's like, I feel like he's almost like, yo, I got to make sure I finish the job. Like he's really on some shit like that. That's like a car spinning the block. Be like, yo, bro, everybody on the block is like shot. And he's like, hold on, man, just to make sure. Just to
I think Drake is injured right now.
Hold on.
Hold on.
The chat is saying you're in denial.
Hold on.
I got a serious question for Act. I got a serious question.
Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Serious question for Act. Right, and big salute to my podcast host Dusty Wallace and DJ Zard. They brought up this question because the Blue Red Green song came down off of the streaming platforms.
Yeah.
And Drake is dealing with Kendrick now coming with new songs against him. Do you think that Drake is beefing with a label?
I said that before.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Drake is fighting this battle on all fronts at this point. I think he's realizing that he is finally at the point where 50 was at when Jimmy Iovine got tired of him. I think the industry just completely saying, we're good off of you, brother. We're good off of you.
That's a very good comparison, bro.
And
I think he's
fighting so many different battles. He's fighting so many different battles. So we're gonna.
He's fighting an unfair advantage. He's beefing with his own label, and then you got this little 5-foot nigga in LA sending shots at you. Come on, B.
Yo, here's the thing though. I don't think hip hop, and I see shit. I mean, I see a lot of people adopt he's fighting a 20v1. I don't think hip hop has the sympathy that some people might expect for Drake, even if he is getting ganged up on. I think people are like, so what? Make songs that are undeniable, and I think that's the pressure that's gonna really be bestowed upon Drake. Yo, you got to hit song your way out of this shit. We're not gonna feel bad for you. Like, again, every day or every week we see another new op pop up. Like, yo, oh yeah, I don't like that nigga neither.
I'm gonna be honest though.
We know hit songs are made. They're not. They're made by the industry. They're not just made by the artist.
I agree with that too.
Do you not think that
has to get pushed properly for a hit song to be made? So no matter how good the song is, you can make the most amazing save the world song that should be a hit. If the button is not pushed, it won't be a hit.
Yo, I personally believe
he can make great music. If they don't push the button, he's still dead in the water, fam.
Yo, a lot of people say, yo, Ak, you're Drake's mouthpiece. Pause. Or like they said about the Millie Mulder, right? I think Drake at this point, I think Drake eventually will speak. Because what's happening to him at this moment is unprecedented, right? But I still think that he's shell-shocked a bit. Like, wait, oh yeah, I think he's serious? Like he's still trying to process and figure out the depth and scope of what he's going at. You know what I mean? And
bro,
I think at that point,
you gotta stop saying stuff like that.
You said what?
No, it's stop saying stuff like that. You make that's what you make it seem so bad, where it's really not that deep.
Like he getting beat up on, like he getting ganged up on. I don't think he was oblivious to it. I think it's just the fake love that Dirk was speaking on. I think some of the stuff that just referenced it.
No, he was oblivious. He was oblivious. I'm telling you, he was shocked. He was like, "What the fuck?" He was shocked.
I mean, that's kind of in denial because you in denial right now. No, you're in denial about this record just as much as Drake be. You saying Drake in denial?
No, you're not getting what I'm saying. He was shocked by all of the people who he thought he didn't have problems with, that were either neutral or wouldn't have reason to be joining in on trying to celebrate his demise, kick his back in, or do other things. That's what he's not surprised by. Yo, he knew Kendrick was a hater back when he brought Kendrick on tour. He's not surprised by Kendrick. He's surprised by a lot of these other guys. Like, brother, I got you tatted on. I think
Future's only surprised.
I'm surprised by you. Yo, he put it like this. He realized that a lot of people that, maybe they weren't the closest at this moment in time, but in a million years, he didn't think they would go against him. He was fucking shocked. Like, what the fuck? Wait, this nigga.
But this goes back to the question I asked you earlier about, again, he really had to pay his dues for acceptance culturally. That includes his industry connects too. So again, it goes back to what I asked you earlier about, don't you think that for as smart as Drake is, or it appears to be, that he would have known that his relationships to a certain extent would have been transactional? And no matter what you do for these niggas, bro, no matter what you do for these niggas, they're not genuinely fucking with you unless you were doing something to scratch their
Hold on. Yes.
You can't be surprised that industry niggas are fake.
No, hold on. No. Yeah. It's two different things, right? And I'll piggyback off what you just said. You can't be surprised that industry niggas are fake. It's one thing where you have niggas who are fake, and it's another thing where you see, like, put like this. Say me and you, we're like fake friends. We see each other all the time. Like we act like we're friends, but we're not really friends. Like, we might even tell the public, like, oh, that's my twin, right? But we're not that close, right? It's kind of fake friends. It's one thing being fake friends. It's another thing when you start getting jumped and the nigga you thought y'all weren't the best of friends, but y'all definitely didn't have smoke, or in your mind y'all didn't have smoke. He's the one with his size 13 Timberlands, nigga, stomping you out. That's
the only person is that Future, ain't it? I mean, who else would you really consider out the beef that was like that much of a shocker?
Rick Ross.
Hey, by the way, I'm not only even talking about the musicians. I'm talking about other people who played a part. Yo, LeBron, what you doing, Bron? Bron, what's going on? I got you tatted. Yo, DeRozan, you said I was your brother. How are you crip walking to the pedophile anthem? Yo,
I mean, let's be real though. Let's be real. Y'all talking about good business and shit like that. Notoriously, the good brother Drake is known for being a habitual shorty popper. A lot of that shit go out the window if we gonna be honest. Cause a lot of y'all the same niggas that said 6ix9ine is okay for snitching because his girl got fucked. Let's be real. Let's be real.
hold
No,
on.
that's why I said Drake is not oblivious
Points
to
were
what he's
made.
done because he know he done fucked them niggas girls. So I don't think it's too many of those dudes that wind up coming out that he wasn't shocked about. That he should
Nigga,
have known they had some problem, but
he
like
ain't
a
fuck
future.
LeBron girl,
Right,
nigga.
right, not LeBron, but yeah, LeBron,
Come on,
DeMar
Right.
DeRozan,
don't use the
future.
one example.
He ain't fuck Rick
Why?
Ross girl neither.
Nigga.
Shit,
Nah,
he fucked
nah,
somebody's shorty.
nah, but man.
Wait. It's not just about fucking somebody's girl. It's about how niggas play with niggas' girls and they face. You know what that do to niggas, bruh. You know that's the thing niggas do. We gotta
It
I
stop
goes
feel
back
acting
to
like
like
what I
we
was
don't know what
saying
we're talking
And
about.
earlier.
it can't, it's
How they let
likely
this Canadian
also not
come in.
just,
Sorry, it goes back to what I was saying earlier.
no, go
How
ahead,
do you let
brother.
this
Go ahead.
Canadian come in and be in here for 13 to 15 years? Get him out of here already.
it's definitely
Oh,
it's
by the way,
definitely the LeBron effect, or the I think it's like you live long enough to see yourself become a villain. And
Fact.
by the way,
But what if you was
chat.
doing villain shit though? What if you was doing villain shit the whole time? Like that's the part
I mean, clearly he was though,
So,
Kyrie, because I think Drake and Rick Ross beef been upon us. We just didn't know. I feel like a lot of this shit that we got this year was already working in the back, and people knew. We just got as the public, you know what I'm saying, the glance into it.
right. And
Yeah.
also too, I also want to say this. I feel like people put way too much emphasis on the whole, Drake likes to mess around with people's girls aspect of it. But if the French Montana situation with the cease and desist is anything to go by, it's not just the girls. Like he's more than likely doing things on a business
Yo,
level
I ain't
behind the
gonna lie.
scenes, like
I
blocking
was just
certain
about to
movements and stuff
deflect.
like that too.
I was just about to deflect on that, and I see niggas say Rick Ross. I'm like, he ain't fuck Rick Ross girl. Yeah, he did. Like he fuck.
Come on, bro.
Yes, but even if he did, nobody
Yeah, that's
cared
what I'm about
about
to
him
say. You a
fucking all these
damn
guys'
shame if you
Yo,
girls
did.
it's,
2 years
it's
ago.
lyric galore. Yeah, he probably shit out here. I ain't gonna lie. He probably shit out here.
Yes, but if he's been fucking all these guys' girls for years, why didn't they say shit over the last 10 years? Why are they only saying shit in 2024?
They need him more than they
Oh,
hated
because
him.
it didn't benefit
They
them at the time to say anything. Like he
and
still
and they
had too
don't
much
So
need
they were
them.
on.
just being cucks the whole time until 2024?
Drake
Yes,
said
Yeah,
yes.
himself, they need
yeah.
me more than they hate me. I thought it was a great bar, but I thought it was an exaggeration. It appears, yeah, niggas did hate him, but they just needed him more. Now they don't need him. They're saying, fuck you, nigga, I hate you.
Yeah. This was a
I
planned,
think that's what it
coordinated
is.
attack. You know what I'm saying? This was a planned, coordinated attack. They seen a chink in the armor. They said 2024 is the year of the truth. We got a chance to let's do it together. Kanye West tried to even insert himself. You seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like this was a
I'm not
planned attack.
I'm not gonna lie. At this point in time, the most interesting thing I want to know about is when did niggas know they was doing the Super Bowl? That's the most interesting thing here. Everything else is here nor there for me. I don't care about nothing else. When did this nigga know about doing the Super Bowl? Because if he knew before niggas said, "Oh, big as the Super Bowl," this nigga was sitting back chilling the whole time. Nigga had a whole he was
Nah, I
plotting.
don't think it came
Also,
that
real quick,
early.
I do think in a way, the question for Act, does this put a clock on Drake to have changed the tide by Super Bowl? The nigga got to change the tide by Super Bowl. Is that what niggas are
There is
saying?
no
Wait.
changing the tide, bro.
What
There
do
is
you
no
mean?
changing it.
Do you
What
think he
can he
No,
can
do?
he
change the
can't. He
tide
can't.
by Super Bowl? Make niggas not, you know what I'm saying?
Bro, I'm gonna be honest with
What
you.
can he
No.
do? That's a good question.
I
Act.
believe
I mean,
What
I'm
can he
curious from
do,
all y'all.
bro?
What do
Like,
y'all think he can do to actually like really get the ball back in his court? Is it anything he can do?
Kendrick
nigga,
just
I
trying to
don't
stall him
think
out, man.
it's
I think Kendrick is in a way trying to push any major Drake release back as far as he can. I know Drake has said he's dropping in like November or whatever with Party.
Party, and this is
Until I
called.
see actual plans of that rollout, I don't know if that is happening. We might get some songs, but I don't know how committed he is to that. I mean, granted, he announced it, but I feel like he still is well trying to feel out the crowd to drop his own music and his own rap stuff. I don't know if he just says, all right, fuck the rap, I'm just going R&B. Then again, it just wouldn't be smart to drop 2 months out before the Super Bowl or 3 months after the Super Bowl, because everybody's just going to be, it's almost going to bring up the same competitive thing between you and Kendrick. So again, I'm thinking about the next time we get another Drake rap album, not that we didn't get one just like last year or the year before. It might be until late next year. If we're
Drake.
I mean, that would be the smarter thing to do is wait. Again, you don't need to keep trying to release, bro. You don't always have to be in people's faces. And now is not the time to be in people's faces. You don't have the tide of public perception right now, brother. Like, stop trying to pop up and forcefully change it.
If I was Drake, I would drop it.
Yo, the only thing I would say to counter what you just said, brother, he was kind of changing the tide with this 100 gigs thing, bro. Like, it was.
Nah,
you don't think so?
Go ahead.
It was starting to build some momentum.
If you asking me, right? I can't speak because I'm not a Drake, and I'm not saying you are. Like, you can say you are if you want. I'm not saying you a Drake stan, but like, nigga, for me personally, like it wasn't doing anything for me, and for the circles that I'm in that are neutral, I don't rock with people who are stans of either. I rock with people who are fans of hip hop, right? They were not jocking it too hard. And like, again, it doesn't go against Drake. Like, bro, if he drops something that's fire, niggas will play it. It's just the cultural tide is so far against you, niggas still want to see you lose, bro. So it's just not the time right now, bro.
I was about to say, because if he drops Acadian Rhythm any other time, if it wasn't doing, after what happened just with the beef, I think that song is a big song. But the beef has just smeared him so bad and, changed the narrative to a lot of people that naturally, as soon as the person hear Drake, they think of, oh, I don't fuck with him, or, you know what I'm saying? Right. Whatever it might be. So he does have to figure that out. I say
you don't want to have a YouTube search that when you search up your name, there's a whole bunch of bad videos on you, and it's hard to find your music in between the videos, and that's what's happening with Drake.
That's a good fucking point, bro. You're saying that with Drake?
Yes.
When you go search Drake on YouTube, you're not going to find his music in the first 3 slots. It might be maybe the second or third one, but you're going to find some video from some YouTuber, the downfall of Drake. Why Drake in a PDF or some type of dumb shit.
Yeah. Bro, do you know how many times a day
up the algorithm, B?
Do you know how many times a day, bro, just casually I will get pings or notifications from YouTube that just say Drake takes another L. Damn, Drake can't win. Damn, another loss for bro. Every day, at least one. Every day.
That's what happens when you fuck with niggas like Jack Dorsey, because Jack Dorsey is tech. See, the thing is, bro, you got bro. That's a crazy. Like, if it was all niggas is one thing, but when you start seeing the white boys pop out of nowhere, they doubling down on the beef every chance they get. They tweeting about the shit. Like,
yo, I'm gonna be honest with you.
I see the Penguin Zero video about the beef.
Yo, we just haven't seen any ally. Like, we haven't seen any ally of Drake that's powerful. We haven't seen any ally of Drake that will speak up that's super influential or within, like, he definitely seems alone. And I don't know if this is one of those things where people were like, yo, I think this nigga think maybe it was arrogance where it's like, yo, me single-handedly, I'm bigger than the culture. I don't need y'all niggas. And maybe that's what they're showing him. Or literally everybody just stopped fucking with him. Like, it's just kind of odd to me, man.
Do you think Drake is surprised that people don't fuck with him?
Hell yeah. I mean, I don't think he should be oblivious to knowing what he might have done, but I think he's definitely surprised how the culture's changed on him.
No, I don't think he's surprised people don't fuck with it. I think he's surprised how many people want him out of here. The reason why I don't think he's surprised that people don't fuck with him, I forgot where I even heard this point, but I think it's true. I think it was a reason we stopped seeing Drake hang with Ross and them and Future and them and start hanging with Yachty. Okay? Like, it was like, yo, it's like you got moved to the small lunch table at lunch. You get what I'm saying? Like, Drake was at a few other lunch tables. We ain't seen him with them niggas in a while. There's a few niggas we ain't. You remember him and Pluto used to be. We ain't seen them together for a while. So when you start seeing him with Yachty, I even started scratching my face. I was like, wait, why he hanging with Yachty? I think it's if you go from hanging with Future and Weeknd and like these other guys who are like super lit, and now you're hanging with Yachty and Sexy Red, yeah, maybe you got kicked out of Cool Circle, maybe.
I think that beef go back to damn near like Certified Lover Boy, man. When I was listening to some of those songs, I felt like he already knew, the industry was changing on him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
y'all think Yachty was dressing Drake? Now I think about it.
Nah, bro.
Yeah.
No. Come on.
Why not? I mean, it's not dressing like, but a stylist. You go to a store with your mans, pick out hella clothes. You buying your shit, but it ain't like he ain't sitting there with his mans in the shop shopping with him. Oh yeah, they were shopping together.
I gotta say, even with what you just said, I think it's a little bit of the opposite. What? I think that Drake kicked them niggas out of the cool table and went to a younger table where it was supposed to be cooler, but it may not be working out as well as he thought.
No way.
Because Ross is not as popping as he used to be. Yes, Future's still the man, but
okay, maybe you can say that with Rick Ross. Maybe you can say that with Rick Ross. But like with all due respect, the crowd that Drake went to be around, it's not even like oh, he went to hang out with like Cardi. Not saying, not trying to shit on even my boy Yachty, because Yachty's lit, but it's just like, it's not even like Travis. It's like, dude, these artists, they could only benefit from, I can't even see the benefit of you being with them. You get what I'm saying? Drake is usually a mutual benefit type of guy. Him and Travis, him and Weeknd, him and Future, him and Sexy Red. There's no way, like, the dude make R&B songs. He don't need Sexy Red to get to the women. So
wait, no, hold on. Act. I think that I'm gonna just chime in and say this and go right back to it. I think that he's aligning himself with Sexy Red because of the demographic that comes with her, and also because he couldn't get in with Ice Spice at the time. So she's almost like the replacement for that. You get what I'm saying?
Okay, no. Hey, listen, I get all of that, but I'm still trying to sit here and say, hey, his usual crew, if you're friends with Nicki, who gives a fuck if you're friends with Sexy Red? Nicki covers all the bases. That's what I'm saying. His old crew covered all the bases of what these younger, newer artists did, right? If you're friends with Future, with all due respect, probably don't need Savage, right? And I love Savage. You get what I'm saying? Future.
Okay. The only
that's a little bit closer though. That's a little bit closer. I'll give you that. That's a little bit closer.
But it's just the point is you said they're younger. That's the point. And he wants to always stay relevant with the younger crowd. Like Nicki Minaj don't probably have the fucking 16, 19-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like she used to, like Sexy Red does.
Man.
And also, does the Drake stimulus package still work?
Oh, that's a different conversation.
Well, it's kind of part of the conversation because when you align yourself, with different artists, is it benefiting them as much as it maybe would have benefited 5 years ago, or maybe 8 years ago? Like the song that he has with Sexy Red isn't really popping as much as it could be. So even Sexy Red aligning herself with Drake isn't benefiting her as much as, like I said, 5 years ago maybe.
By the way, chat, we do got Baka Not Nice chiming in. And apparently he is...
Baka Not Nice.
You don't know Baka?
Personally?
Well, you know who you're talking about, right?
Yeah, you're in Toronto. You better chill out, boy.
Oh, man, bro, you just said, funny, who is that? Like, you've never heard about him. Baka. You never heard about him? You've heard of him, right?
Of course.
Oh, you said, who is he? I'm like,
no, I didn't say no. I said salute. I said salute.
Oh, I thought you said, who is he? My bad.
No. We know who Baka is.
Okay.
Baka.
So he commented, apparently Baka is lit on TikTok. He commented on TikTok He commented to the song and he said the shit sounds like how them shoes look, little nigga. Garbage can. You get what I'm saying?
I'm not gonna lie, that's a cultural thing. That's a cultural absence right there. Because if
the song is trash,
but American know what those sneakers symbolize. You see what I'm saying? American know what them sneakers symbolize.
Yo, Friday, you were right. They try to make it like Canadians lack culture or just
like we don't wear the same. I'm just pointing it out. We wear the same black Air Force Ones when we trying to slide up here too, nigga. It's not an American thing. It's just the best shoes to slide in.
Yeah, niggas in the UK be having the Nike tracksuits on doing the same thing.
I'm just saying, bro.
Bruh, Kyrie, just accept the shit that, this nigga Kendrick corny. He made melatonin music.
No, the song. My thing, I don't know why y'all worried about the song so much. Y'all should be worried about the Super Bowl. Y'all worried about the goddamn song. Y'all need to get prepared for the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean, I think we're trying to figure out, because the guy's a calculated guy, always with a motive, and he does things for a reason. Why did he drop the song? Again, my thoughts is, hey, he's dropping a song because he wants to change the narrative. He wants to do a David Blaine magic trick. Okay, while everybody's giving Jay-Z shit for the decision, and also he's conveniently not ignoring the fact that he was a staunch supporter of Kaepernick, and now he's, I guess, performing at the Super Bowl, the same place that Kaepernick is not invited. The entire league doesn't invite him. Yeah, he doesn't want to talk about that. He'd rather talk about
He's gonna say things about Jay-Z though. We don't care about that stuff. Y'all bringing up shit that we already.
Hold on. Jay-Z and Kendrick are two different people. Jay-Z was a nigga who literally said he could sell water to a whale. He lost 92 bricks. That's never been a nigga that's ever taunted or touted any type of black excellence unless it benefited him. Kendrick was making songs that were damn near like some Rosa Parks, like yo, we gonna be all right. You know what I mean? Like sit at the front of the bus type song. That was his gig. That's kind of like how people were like, yo, this is his music was the soundtrack for the whole BLM movement. Like, come on, that's different. No.
Yeah, but what did that got to do with the fact that like, nigga, these niggas been doing this? That's what I'm saying. These niggas been doing this type of music. We keep arguing about the music. It's not about the music no more. This nigga Kendrick is on some Jay-Z shit where like every time you drop, I'm gonna make sure you remember me by stepping on your shit all the time, like Jay-Z do with fucking Nas type shit. That's why I look at it. That's the level they playing at. Like you said, these niggas not going back to back for songs. These niggas going back to back for moments. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, one thing I'll say about you, Kyrie, you're clearly a Kendrick guy. But let me see if you could think maybe objectively a little bit. You have all type of criticisms for Drake. What do you think Drake should do? You tell me.
I do think Drake should take a little while off and come back with a more conscious project than he's ever done before.
What do you mean conscious? Like,
just a little bit more reflective into like, whatever he can.
Reflective how? Because Drake's albums are always personal. Like, you just want an album where he says, "Yo, I lost," and I'm
not what I want, because I appreciate Drake's music. I'm just saying, I think if we having the conversation, I feel like sometimes we could talk about the actual music and what, like, for instance, it's not like you've made any like jaw dropping streams going overhype about the music the nigga dropped since the beat.
I like No Face. Circadian Rhythm is one of
No Face is fire. I play No Face about 30 times a day. I ain't gonna lie. The Instagram version, though. The Instagram version.
Circadian Rhythm is super dope.
Circadian Rhythm is cool.
It's up as fire.
Yeah, but even like, again, your tone, like, I think a big part of it is that everything Drake is doing is somewhat expected. With Kendrick, you don't have that.
This is the problem with niggas like Kyrie. Really, he's just not keeping a bean. His advice for Drake is, nigga, just go in a ditch and die. Like that's what you really want to say.
I'm not saying nigga didn't say anything like that. Like, what are you
Yo, a nigga like Kyrie, there's nothing Drake could do to appease him.
No.
I hear what Kyrie's saying. Kyrie wants conscious
like
Drake.
I just told you I listened to No Face. Literally,
Okay, all right, hold on.
I have to go to Instagram and listen to it.
Wait,
like 30
when
times
have we gotten? So hold on. Are we saying that we used to get conscious? When have we gotten this conscious Drake that you want him to go back to?
Look, that's my point, nigga. He never done it, so that's what I'm saying. Maybe that's what he need to do. Obviously, he need to do something different if the shit not working.
So you want him to turn? Yo, hold on. So you want him to turn into?
Hold on. One mic.
Wait. So
wait.
Wait. So you want him to turn into Kendrick? You want him to get conscious?
No. I want him.
You want Drake to put on a dashiki?
Yeah, you want that nigga with a dashiki, huh?
That'd be fire. I mean, if it's fire music, it's fire music. But like, I think he need to do some more. Like the music can't be what we expect. From
this is why Drake said, "I don't make music for man. I make music for the bitches." You want him to be Kendrick?
That's fact. And that was hard. That was cool though. It was hard. It was like a hard in the moment. But like, all right, what else? And that's the problem. My question is, do you think that he was doing what he needed to do by dropping those 6 songs? Obviously not, but I want you to answer that directly right now. What do you feel about those 6 songs?
Wait, okay. Restate that again. You said, "Do I think what?"
What do you feel about? Do you think he was doing enough to mitigate this conversation that we're already having by dropping those 6 songs? Do you feel satisfied as a pure Drake fan? Do you feel satisfied by those 6 songs? Me personally,
hold on. I think he was working his way away from that moment. I think he has the joint in the tuck, but he realizes you can't fight the internet. You got to get away from the moment that people could at least have neutral ears before you drop that joint. But his strategy.
What the fuck did I just say about going away for a little while? That's not.
Bro, I was waiting for him to finish.
But that's the same thing. That's how you know y'all niggas be dick sucking and moving the goalposts.
No. Here's the thing though. No. But that's not Drake's strategy. Everything that y'all want to say Drake should do sounds like what Kendrick does.
Everything Kendrick has done is what we thought Drake would do.
No. But hear what I'm saying. Listen. So your only strategy for this artist is that he should be like the other artists. What the fuck? Drake does not disappear for you.
The point, bro. That's not the point. The point is, bro, is psychology. Fuck Kendrick, nigga. This has nothing to do with Kendrick. If it was somebody else, it would be the same remedy. It's just psychology. If the public perception is against you and it's so strong against you where you're fighting such a fucking uphill battle, it's not possible for you to climb the mountain. You need to go and take yourself away from the equation, let people move on naturally, and then you come out and start doing this fucking PR move with this 100 gig drops. You start reminding people why they fuck with you. You do all that. You don't do it in the middle of the moment when niggas is still blatantly hating you, bro.
Hey, once again, with everybody with that opinion, all y'all act like this is like. First of all, that opinion has more of a success rate.
Did you not just say you need to get away from the moment?
Wait, hold on. No.
Thank you. He literally just said that shit.
Yeah,
bro.
but not by taking a break and not dropping. It's what he's doing. I'm just throwing out some random loosies that ain't really the joints, but it's basically like a mixtape. Oh, here's a song here. Here's a throwaway here. Here's some footage. Until we get to a point where he gives an album, right? Because these aren't albums.
You drop when there's a killer still lurking around.
What?
You gotta watch what you drop when there's a killer still lurking around. And I'm saying this as somebody in Toronto, as a Drake fan. You can't be trying to just test the waters when there's a little 5-foot killer in LA waiting to jump on you, dog. And that's the thing. This nigga dropped one song and it's already got 10 million plus views on it and everybody's going crazy and it's not even good, B.
Look at the egg face.
what killer y'all talking about?
Are you serious, bro?
Yeah. You're sick.
Dog.
Hey,
it's obvious the nigga's obsessed. So if you got an obsessed person running around, a stalker, you got to watch what you're dropping because the stalker's still out there.
All right. Okay. All right. So now let me reframe. You bring up an interesting point. Do you believe that Drake should be very cognizant and aware? Like, does Drake have to look at what Kendrick's doing or could he just play his own game?
He has to look at what the temperature of way the culture's looking at him.
Right. Okay. That's it in a nutshell. What he just said. That's the entire point. Where I feel like this nigga is. You're trying to force your hand, and no one is going to give into that. Like no one gives a fuck what you want right now, nigga. You just gotta take this moment, eat it, and learn how to fucking take your ball and go home, bro. Just for right now. Nobody is saying you're done forever. Nobody is saying you can't pop out at some point. It's just right now, nigga, it's a time and a place, and right now is not the time for you to be out and about, bro. It's just not.
And it's not the time to have a nigga like that around. I think so goddamn.
I think only Kendrick fans will come up with such a dumb fucking idea for him to just disappear. Again, his strategy, that's never been a strategy. Also, here's the thing. Y'all are talking out both sides of your mouth. Y'all saying that this little leprechaun is basically this killer that is like Drake got to watch out for. So you think if Drake takes a fucking break, and let's say he comes back in, I don't know, a year, you don't think the leprechaun is going to pop up back in a year? Like you're acting like, oh, if he goes away for a year, Kendrick will leave him alone. Nigga, fuck what Kendrick got going on.
If he goes away, and I don't even think a whole year. If he goes away for, let's say, 6 months, and Kendrick is not providing the bops that people need in the clubs and in the different venues where people really need Drake music, Kendrick is not going to do that. He's going to give you a bunch of conscious, slow shit. He may give you 1-2 bops that might hit in the club, but Drake is the provider of bops. Now, if the bop guy disappears for 6 months, niggas is going to be like, yo, I need some bops. Where's Drake at? Here I am.
Anime arc.
I mean, but he's spitting.
Hey, by the way, I do agree that's one strategy. I'm just saying that has not been Drake's modus operandi. Like, he doesn't operate like that. Also, here's the thing.
He uses big words now, y'all.
If he has to think about how Kendrick is moving and kind of shift his strategy based on that, it's clear this little leprechaun is obsessed. Even if he took 5 years off, Kendrick gonna drop a song on the 5th year anniversary the day he come back. It's clear. So you got to.
But then it'll be clear that the nigga's obsessed. Now you can.
It's clear now.
The nigga's obsessed.
It's clear now.
I fell back for a year, and this nigga's still talking about me. Get this nigga out of here.
Yo.
That's when you can change the cultural conversation.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't want no rapper that's as pussy to let another man make him stop releasing music. I don't want that person as my favorite rapper. Fuck what Kendrick got going on. He could drop 39 albums. Do you, my brother? You get what I'm saying? Do you? Like, listen how y'all sound. Oh my God. Maybe if I fall back for a year and if he still drops when I'm dropping, at least the culture will know that he's obsessed because I fell back and he's still. What?
You're asking us, nigga. You're asking us, how does he come back from this with a win? How does he come back and let motherfuckers accept him? That's how. You over here talking about now ego. Nigga, what you're saying right now is appealing to fucking ego, nigga. Like, oh man, I'm not gonna stop because this nigga is fucking still dropping. I'ma still come out and shoot myself in the foot because nobody wanna fucking hear what I got to say, bro. Like, come on, man.
Y'all Kendrick fans are crazy, man. Y'all niggas is saying that Drake should stop putting out music. Drake should stop putting out music because Kendrick is alive. What in the fuck?
You've been hurt ever since the battle, haven't you been?
There's no hurt. What I'm saying is that,
come on, bro, we gotta
what y'all just said, what y'all just said sounds like some really dumb fucking advice. That he should go into some purgatory.
Okay, then act. Let me ask you this: is what he's doing right now working then?
Right. Hold on.
Right.
It has been. I literally said he's actually now starting to build some momentum. Right? I said
until the killer came back out.
Well, how do we know this stopped this momentum? Right? Like, obviously, if anything, this is continue to brings up. It just gives more life to Not Like Us. Here's what I'm saying. Drake got to play an independent game. He can't play this, let me schedule around you. Let me play this tit for tat. He got to play his game, bro. His game.
But why not act? Kendrick is scheduling his shit around him.
No, he's not. Who said that?
What? Kendrick, Friday, Ricky Dread. I said Kendrick is literally scheduling his rollout around Drake.
How?
Yeah, I don't think
Not like us. Not like us is literally his part of his rollout. It's a song dissing Drake.
That was a diss
you don't
song.
Think he's gonna ride that
battle.
momentum into his album?
Bro, that was a song. That was a diss song in a battle.
Yes, but that's also gonna take him into the Super Bowl and take him into his album.
Yo, if anything, you'd have been better off making a point saying that what I think is happening is that Kendrick is his album has to have some type of patriotic theme to it. He dropped Not Like Us on July 4th, Independence Day. He had Pop Out on Juneteenth, basically Black People Independence Day. And then the biggest is pretty much a holiday. On 9/11, he drops a new song. Like, yes, he's taken really important days in American history and given us his art. I do think some of that is to fuck with Drake, but I do think this is more of the theme or the wave that he's on. Even his announcement is mimicking, or he pays respect to a guy in a movie that is giving a really patriotic speech. So I have to believe he's making some type of, he's probably making the lyrical version of This Is America.
I'm gonna be real with you, Act. You know when I think his first single? Hold on. You know when I think he's gonna drop his first single for his album?
When?
MLK Day.
That makes sense.
I think he's gonna do that, and then it rolls into fucking Super Bowl, and then he just rises the momentum to his album dropping.
Probably will. Hey, he's being strategic. He definitely is being strategic.
But what about your man's though? What you think he got to do? Let's get back to that.
Be just as obsessed with that nigga. That nigga's obsessed with him.
Niggas like Kyrie. You can tell.
Let's get back to that, nigga. Fuck all that
Okay,
bullshit.
I'll tell you what Drake needs to do. Drake needs to keep his own pace going. Like, don't do tit for tat. Number one, Kendrick has shown you that he's a better chess player than you, right? He's 4 moves ahead, and you can't be reactive to him because he got a lot of shit already going on. Play your own game. You know what Drake's own game is at this point? Okay, you did 100 gigs. You're throwing out these songs that people are, I'm telling you, people are liking Circadian Rhythm. People are liking No Face. It's Up is a good song. You gotta, again, it's like Lil Baby trying to come back, right? You gotta build that momentum. Do some features. Start killing shit. That's what it is.
Act, you a numbers guy, right?
Go ahead, yeah.
So let's say 2 out of 6, that's 30% from the field. You think you gonna do you think is that satisfying for you as a super fan from your favorite artist?
What do you mean 2 out of 6?
6 songs drop. 2 of them we can be all in agreement that are working.
Wait. Are when you say 2 out of 6, are you saying the others are whack? Because he hasn't dropped a whack song.
And comparatively from Drake, that's what's sticking. We are all Drake fans, and that we can compare Drake to Drake. That's what I'm asking you. From a super Drake fan, what do you think that's a high enough percentile from the 6 songs to keep it going, to keep the momentum? That's what I'm asking you.
From a guy who's dropping just random songs, I think he's having a slow build, and I like it.
Okay.
I'd rather this than him go away, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I do think him going away for anything over 6 months loses more momentum than it gains.
Okay, well, let's project. Again, you're a numbers guy, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say it looks like he's doing 3 packs. If he drops another 3-pack and only 1 works, what would you say then?
What are we calling working?
Added a
starting going into the top 10.
Look at No Face, which I think is fabulous. The Instagram version. And Circadian Rhythms. The same way you feel about those 2 songs. If there was to be another song, 1 out of 3, how would you feel then? What would you say then to the effort post beat? You're a numbers guy, right?
I think he's building. Like, until he rolls out an official song.
How many songs does he need to put out before you feel like we're past the threshold?
No, he could put out
in a deficit.
No, he could put out 15 million songs until he says my album is coming out in 2 weeks. Here's my first single. And that single belly flops. Now we got to hit that button. That's panic time. But these songs, I expect nothing of them.
That's very generous. That's very generous.
The amount of leeway you're giving this, the amount of leeway you are giving him right now is insane. Is insane, bro. Coming from you, no less.
All right, hold on. Yo, this is why I say, man. Yo, by the way, do we all agree that Drake's the greatest ever, right? We got to say he's the greatest ever.
Nah, no.
Listen, as somebody from Toronto, Drake is the top artist in my books.
Okay,
but I have to be objective. You and Ack, you got to be objective too, dog.
Yeah, bro.
These songs would be hitting way more if this was a year ago,
bro. Yo, all right, hold on. This is why I get frustrated with everybody when we talk about this topic, right? And let me put it on the screen right quick because, like, it I don't know why we have like these unique rules for this guy. Like I just heard Friday just says, "Yo, the only way we know it's working, it got a chart in the top 10." Let's just look at this.
That's what he always does. He's always
all right. That's my point. So it's always to me it's unfair to compare LeBron to KD because we never compare KD to Michael. We compare LeBron to Michael or LeBron to himself. So it's like, for example, let me put this in perspective. How many top 10 songs does Kendrick Lamar have? This little leprechaun got 15 ever. Okay? So only 15 times this nigga's done it, right? How many does Drake have, right? Drake got 78. Hold on. Drake got 78. What does that make us feel? Oh, Drake just gets top 10 records all the time. That's a really fucking hard metric to get. That, by the way, the guy that everybody's sucking off now only did it 15 times. Ever. Right? But now, if Drake drops a song and it goes 35 or it goes 45 or 50, now everybody's looking at him like, oh, well, I told you.
Okay.
The guys y'all are comparing to don't compare.
Let me
be
say
honest.
This.
We can name more 6ix9ine songs than Kendrick Lamar songs. Let's be honest.
Man, this nigga Wale, bro. I swear to God. Okay, listen, bro. Act. Number one, you're making excuses. Number one. Okay.
How?
Number two, you're making excuses. We'll get there. We'll get there. But you are making excuses, right? But secondly, you can't expect us to feel bad for the guy that's not charting when his entire career, one of the biggest points of him being who he is, has been based on the fact that he is the numbers guy. That he's always going to chart.
That was not the point I was making. That was not the point I'm making. The point I was making, because he is charting.
Go ahead.
Hold on. This is the point I'm making, because he is charting. My point is this. I think it's a utterly ridiculous point for y'all to keep sucking off Kendrick and saying like, oh, he's the killer, he's the whatever, and then criticize Drake for getting metrics that even Kendrick don't get hit. That's my point.
But
that's my point.
We're not comparing Drake to Kendrick. Kyrie said this earlier.
So
we're going by Drake standards, which again, you throughout this nigga's whole career have touted him as being the numbers guy.
Wait. So if we're not comparing him to Kendrick, don't you think it's fucking unfair that y'all said before that the killer, the boogeyman, basically that nigga Kendrick's not even in his fucking league to begin with. So why the fuck do we keep talking about this 5'3" midget?
Because he has a song out right now that's giving Drake a hard day, man. Like, as a Drake fan, as somebody in Toronto that's important for Drake to stay on top, that Not Like Us song really put a dent in this nigga's armor, B. And that's it's made it hard for him to get the momentum again. He shouldn't be having to try to get momentum again.
That's unfortunate.
Drake should just always be hot. But this battle made him have to rebuild. So if he's trying to rebuild, there has to be a different process because this process isn't working.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. The problem is Drake is an amazing artist, but he got the weakest spirited fans. Y'all got the worst backbone. Y'all niggas don't even see how butthurt y'all is. Y'all can't let this nigga just drop some fire music and y'all rock with the shit.
Yo. Y'all listen. You understand this whole conversation we're having. You're telling me that Drake is in turmoil, right? I'm saying
yes.
No.
Turmoil is a strong word. That's a strong
You know
word.
what the on me, nigga? That's you telling the audience.
No. I did not say he is. No. I did not. I said he's been having a build to get to whatever project he's gonna get to whenever he gets there. I said I like what he's doing with 100 gigs. I like the fact that Circadian Rhythm, my favorite song. He's dropping better and better songs to me. Also, these songs he's dropping, they're all charting. They're all like every song is charting. You know what y'all are saying? But it ain't number one though. It ain't like it's not like the old Drake.
Point. That's the point. He's the highest charting nigga. That's his thing. That's what he fucking talks about all the time. Hold on. Kyrie, ask him.
If you really felt that way, we wouldn't be having this fucking conversation, my nigga.
You said what?
If you really felt that way, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Wait, I don't feel that way. I don't feel.
Oh my god, yo, what the?
Wait, what? Wait, you guys might personally feel that Drake is in crisis mode. As I said, I feel like this leprechaun just dropped this song, and the song was a miscalculation.
And what the first thing you do? You hop on stream, and be like, oh my god, no way.
Yeah, because it's a big moment. No, it's a big moment. But here's the point. I don't think y'all are telling me that Drake should go away and just wait to pop out when he looks out the closet and say, is Kung Fu Kenny here? I'm saying what Drake got going on right now has nothing to do.
My analogy sound crazy.
Like, bro,
you making it something it's not. You making it something it is not.
Y'all said he should fall back until Kendrick Lamar is done doing what he's doing.
We're not telling this nigga to go fall back simply because he should be scared that Kendrick is walking around. I'm saying it for the simple fact of public perception. Fuck Kendrick and what Kendrick gotta say, nigga. It's what everybody else is saying. That's the point. Like, fade back so that niggas can forget about this moment. Because every time you show your face, they just gonna think about that fucking song right now, bro. That's the point.
Corny, bro. Niggas ain't even listen to that song like that no more, bro. We done moved ahead.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Listen, the last thing we need is for Drake to fall back, and now for people who go into the clubs, bitches that want to shake their ass, they gotta go listen to this nigga basically making some type of true crime rap. That's what he's doing. It's like true crime rap, nigga. Niggas rapping in parables, nigga. You know what I mean? The niggas like telling like some story with no plot. I was like, what the fuck are we talking about right now, brother? Like who these half of these bars is going to, nigga? Like what the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, to be honest, most of the country feel like it's about to be a recession. Maybe these bars may be poignant to some people, but you know, some niggas might be out of touch of that.
That's your time to shine. Act like those bars are for you. Half those songs for you.
Hell no.
Hey, can you do me a favor, brother? Can you look up what? Okay, so these are 3 packs that he's essentially dropping right now. I just want to have this for a reference point. Can you look up what was the highest charting single off of Scary Hours 2, and then look at the highest charting song off these 100 gig packs that he's dropped? I think it was like 20 something.
Okay, and
so did anything off of Scary Hours 2 score higher than that, or were they all lower than that number?
Hey, by the way, No Face was released to the DSPs 11 days after it was publicly available on YouTube and on Instagram.
Man, stop giving me these asterisks, man. Stop giving me these
asterisks. Wait. I get it. You're trying to build this point up to be like, oh, look at his numbers. That means he's failing. It matters to point out why the numbers aren't going to look like how they look, because I acknowledge that he's trying to build momentum. I acknowledge that. You're trying to compare it to official drops that he's popping up out of the blue.
Not question. Wait.
Comparing Drake to Drake. Like,
hold on. Thank you. Yes. Number 1, we're comparing Drake to Drake. And number 2, the reason I specifically said Scary Hours is because none of the Scary Hours releases are official drops. They're Lucy's packaged together as a fucking care package. That's why I said that.
brother.
So don't try to paint it like there's some fucking official releases. Like this nigga fucking leads up to it for real. Like
no, hold
Lemon
on.
Pepper Freestyle was a part of Scary Hours, no?
He puts them out.
Yes.
Hold on. He puts them out on DSPs all at the same time. Drake has these songs. Every song you've heard, he has these songs out for at least like a few days, if not over a week, on some random website called 100 Gigs. Very, very different from Scary Hours that pops up on DSP during the regular tracking time, and it's the first time you hear it. And the only place you could play it, and it's only available on DSPs. You could still play half of these songs on 100gigs.com or whatever, and they don't count for shit. Those plays just don't count.
Okay, you know what? I'll give you
the downloaded it too out the gate.
Look, all these songs you play here,
for no face.
You play them here, they don't count. He puts them up for, it's like somebody saying, yo, take these shit for free. The label catches up later and be like, yo, we're going to put it on streaming services. It still makes the charts, which is impressive enough. But you want to do the narrative like, he fell off. So you're going to compare it to these other songs that are official releases.
My question is, then why isn't he put... Okay, because a while ago...
The niggas posted on his fence stuff.
I asked you a while ago if you was protesting the labels, you acted all like you didn't understand what I was about. But also now, if you was trying to gain momentum, you would have fees.
Say again. If he was trying to gain momentum.
If he was really trying to gain momentum, wouldn't you just put it out on DSPs?
Good point.
No.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Are you really thinking that the label not conflicted?
Yeah, I believe Drake is trying to find his own way of testing records. You know, Cardi has a way of testing records with snippets. He's trying to find his way of testing records and what the new mixtape is like. There's no more, like, SoundCloud is not an option or viable option anymore. He's trying to figure out if I want to throw some joints out to see if they stick. Like, he's definitely doing that, right?
Do you not think he has conflict with the label, though, truly? Because that last drop took over a week. We did. Me and Kyrie wasn't here, and we asked you about that. You said no. You said it should be up in a few days. It actually took like a week, and then they got taken back down. Songs got taken back down. One of them was No Face Without Playboy. Then Circadian wound up coming down. Like, do you genuinely feel like something's not going on with this label shit?
Again, that's a 50-50 if you ask me. From what I heard, and and this is not from Drake, so but I've heard this from executives. So don't quote me. Don't attribute this to Drake. The reason why SOD isn't up, the reason why Cardi isn't on Drake literally recorded these. There's no paperwork done. He literally just bounced it from a studio file. That's not how music gets released, okay? When you have samples, they have to get cleared. This is Drake. You think somebody gets sampled on, and by the way, that's the reason why, for what I hear, Drake was trying to put up SOD, but nothing is cleared. And I get it, it's Drake, but what Universal is saying, nigga, you're going to have us being sued into eternity. You put up a record that doesn't have a cleared sample and you're using a sample, they're going to come back 2 years from now and sue for all the money for the fucking sample. They got to clear it, right?
Do you think he been telling them, though?
Well, they're playing catch up. It's like when young boys dropping music on YouTube. That label plays catch up.
I'm sorry, that sounds like somebody that's beefing with their label to me. Now, when you just start going rogue on the label, no. I don't give a shit when you want me to release. I'm dropping now.
Not really, because if you knew how he released his albums, he would only turn his albums in a week. If you know about some of the samples he's used, or even the sample clearance process at all, to give your label 6 days to clear a sample, it's like fucking crazy. Yo, clear half of these samples.
That's what he used to do. Now he's not doing that.
The label clipping him. He posted his own label copywriting him.
Wait. Like, yeah, but they do that to every artist too. They're not going to necessarily whitelist every particular artist. And also, they're in a mad rush to try to get these songs accounted for. Right? So again, I don't know if he's in necessary. Again, I'm not saying it's impossible, but the point of how he's releasing this is more indicative of him not wanting fans to think that these are like, yo, I'm going super hard with these songs. He's trying to make it seem like it's loose. He's like, bro, I'm just throwing this shit out, right?
Yeah, come on, Act. You're being blissfully ignorant. He's trying to make it seem like that for a reason. There's not no reason he's doing that shit. Also, you want to know what I see as the bigger play?
No, he's trying to catch some steam, bro.
You know what he's doing? Because again, y'all niggas keep talking about the music and shit. Y'all worried about Kendrick's song and not the Super Bowl. I think when niggas see this, what they need to be worried about is this nigga going truly independent, locking this site down, making a subscription only, and fucking up all you niggas. But I'm just a nigga on stream who don't know shit about shit. But what I see is a nigga's pre-packaging the play of like, yo, this is what it would look like if a nigga went straight to consumer. And you labels really don't want me to do that. You lucky I'm letting y'all get the little songs that I'm letting y'all get after I do the scraps on you niggas. What do you say to that, Act? Hello? You there?
My bad, I was reading a tweet. All right, say that.
Yeah. Stop scratching your beard, man. Get activated. Nigga, I'm asking the hard today. What's good?
All right, say that one more time. You said what now?
Bruh. So, do you not see the play of niggas worried about like the little bit of songs here? You overlooking the songs and make it a thing. Nah, what he's right now doing with 100 gigs is pre-setting up the play of this is what it look like if a nigga go independent, direct to consumer with the music.
Fuck no.
Fuck no, come on. Now this is you being blissfully ignorant. Act, you too smart and you pocket watch too much not to see the play. Come on, bro. What you know, bro? I know you know some shit, bro.
Fuck no.
That pocket watching line definitely was
first of all, a nigga who is thinking about independent 2 years ago doesn't rap 360 up front, it all comes full circle. The nigga basically damn near rap like, nigga, I'm getting hundreds of millions, but yeah, it's a 360. Like, come on, bro. Like, he's not, like, the nigga's not trying to go motherfucking independent, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Drake went independent before his career ended, man.
Act, you look bad lying, bro.
He would never go independent.
It feel like you just telling us that, like, you don't want to reveal some shit that you really, unless you don't want to speak on label, but it's clearly evident that they're having a frack there, man. You gave me a time. He didn't hit that mark.
Drake would never go independent, bro. Not while.
And also that Blue, Red, Green song. One of my co-hosts who's a DJ. He was saying they were running that song. They loved that song. That song was getting some traction. So for the label to take that down, they're taking food out of Drake's mouth.
He's not talking to them, man. He's doing something outside of their parameters. Drake even posting, like you said, Act, we ain't never seen in 15 years Drake respond a certain way. You know what I'm saying? He's always kept it cut, is a rollout. But when he posted that his own label copyrighted him, that was a sign. You know what I'm saying? That was subliminal. They don't just do that for no. He didn't have to tell us that. Like, you know what I'm saying? We were quite sure that the track was gone. You know what I'm saying?
My nigga. The IFPI does it to everybody. They don't give a fuck if it's your song. They're rights managers. They're not like, oh, okay. No, but Drake gets no. You know what Drake had to do? Hit your label, nigga, and tell him your Finsta wants to post. That's all you got to do. Like, yeah, they copywrote your Finsta. I'm pretty sure
that was after they caught up. That was after they caught up to him releasing it himself, though. Like, you know.
Yeah, but they're not gonna.
But nobody would have known about it if he didn't post about it.
Right, and we know that music gets taken down left and right. Everybody gets copyrighted. You know what I'm saying?
Are y'all really on this conspiracy theory that like, Drake is just like going crazy on his label and he's about to go independent?
Not even if it's independent, but you can't say that it doesn't. You told me 2 days. It took them a week to eventually release those last ones on DSPs. I watched it.
It was a week and a half.
Exactly, Kyrie. I watched the time because I remember the conversation we last had with you.
Do this today, bro. Come on, bro. We see it in your face, gang. Come on, bro. We looking right at you.
Watching you, bro. Like you not. It feel like you, and we know you so smart, bro. That you know, like I can't believe you out of all people don't see it.
Y'all are so in denial that Drake is just trying to get some.
No, you in denial.
Correct. How we in denial if he was correct though?
Correct on what?
That's crazy.
Correct on what?
Because you said he was going to drop the songs in like 2 days. And you're wrong.
Well, I don't know why it didn't drop. But
it took a week and a half.
Maybe you're in denial, my guy. You've been in denial since this beef, bro. It's okay. We see you. We here with you in your time of grief,
brother.
And we rocking with you.
Yo, whatever y'all are talking about is just that's not the reality, man. Like, yo, y'all sound like conspiracy theories right now.
No, not yo.
Right, so that pocket watching line
if you wasn't supposed to talk about it, you playing it off horrible. Whatever you're doing right now is horrible. You're making it look crazy right now. I'm just telling you what the people see.
And the chat saying that you're in denial about the song being about you. That pocket watcher line was for you. You claim the title of the biggest pocket watcher.
Yo, here's the thing. It's crazy. I think that Drake would be trying to do an independent move. The nigga barely can market his own records. Like, Drake sends out one Instagram post and that's it.
Whoa. I can't let you do this, Act. Now you being stupid on purpose. You the main nigga that tell us Drake don't need market all the time.
That is true. It's Drake.
However, it doesn't mean that his label doesn't do it for him.
We talking about a nigga going independent, so we not worried about think right now. Act. We trying to look forward, think in the future. Don't be limited by your small brain, your small box brain. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, I think you guys are incentivized to try to push this independent thing. There is zero chance Drake goes independent while he's still hot. It's okay, zero chance. It's not going independent.
I don't know if it's independent. I don't know if it's complete independent.
I think I called him out on stupid shit. You just say obviously Drake's not gonna go independent while he's signed. Duh. But clearly he's doing things that seem to be in process of his current situation.
While he's hot. If Drake
that's the perfect time to go independent. What are you saying?
No, I'm telling you, he won't. Listen, Drake has shown us time and time again. He's gonna go back to the label. He's gonna get $600 million, and then he's gonna do it again. That's all he's gonna do. He ain't gonna be like, all right, peace out, guys. I'm gonna do it on my own. No, he got 400, and he even rapped about it. He said that's just not enough. He's gonna go back.
Now my question is, hold on. My question is, after seeing that you just said this just minutes ago that the against a nigga, what makes you think he would still get that same bag?
Say again.
Oh my God, yo, this.
Wait, hold on. Why would he get that same bag? Of course, he'll get more. He would get around 6. I'm gonna tell you why. The way how streaming works, you got to remember Universal owns. This is why Drake will never go independent, right? Universal owns his catalog, right?
Okay.
They're incentivized to keep giving him a contract, even if he doesn't earn it back, even if it's in 10, 20 years, because the more music he puts out, the more people go listen to views that they own all the rights for. So they're getting the majority of their money of their back catalog. That's the thing about streaming. Every time you drop a new song, your whole catalog goes up 20%. Because when people go to your profile, on average, they only don't listen to that one song. They listen to a collection of songs. So niggas like Drake, you're gonna give him the money to stay, right? Just to keep incentivizing him to keep when you see Drake has 70-something million monthly listeners, do you think they're listening to No Face? Or every time he drops No Face and he's promoted within the algorithms of Apple Music, Amazon Music, and even Spotify, it brings people to the music of Drake. They can be playing Hotline Bling, One Dance.
You just pointed out that these songs were not released to DSPs on proper time. So what's that there?
It doesn't matter when it gets released. I'm telling you, the main theory of how a label looks at streaming, listen, even if an artist gets washed, catalog. As long as the person keeps dropping, that catalog will keep getting more streams.
No, I understand.
And they have a
heavy stake. Hold on. Let me ask a quick question now. Yeah. That deal, that $400 or $400 million deal that he signed with Universal, how long ago was that now? That was around the time of Scorpion.
I think it was 2020. I could Google it.
2 tours as well, at least 1.5 tours.
Yeah, that's almost. Right. Listen, even if it's not
indie.
Okay.
But he might be looking for renegotiation.
That's what I was about to say. It may not be an independent thing. I'll take that from you, Ak. He may not be worried about independent, but it's some type of frack that is pretty much obvious between them. We may not know, like you said, it may not be him trying to chase independence, but the way he's going about it, why would he work, counteract what would make the label happy. Like he's almost working against his label lately.
What year was that?
Okay. All right. Okay. So even if when we're all right, so let's talk about record deals. I
make it sound like Flocka right now.
No, if y'all know any record deal, this is kind of how the majority of them are structured. It doesn't say just drop random songs. You're owed a certain amount of songs. Like, for example, not to put his business out there, but the reason why YoungBoy sent me a song, he going through some contract shit. They got to pay that nigga back. Until then, he's not contractually obligated to drop music. But he loves to drop music. So you know what he does? All right, I'm going to drop a song that's a remix, and I'm not dropping it on my page that y'all control. I'm dropping it through ACK. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's nowhere in Drake's deal. Drake's deal is album-based. So him dropping these loosies does not complete the requirement of an album. These songs are just within the album. It's within the contract period, which means they have the rights to monetize, but it doesn't let him out of the deal early. So for Drake, when you get $400 million, you need to think about deliverables. 100 gig is not a deliverable. Now, granted,
you know that.
But that's exactly my point. So when you're talking about he's working against his album, he's working against his label, no, he's not. He's doing something that's not contractually obligated. Why is he doing it? Because he's trying to heat up back to the level that he likes to be at. And he's doing it via like what everybody does with mixtapes or dropping random songs or leaking songs. That's it. So he's not working against his label. It's his label's job that any song Drake voices on, they get to monetize. So they could play catch up, but these songs, it's not in his benefit to really even drop music. So that's why he's doing it whatever way he wants to. If it was an album that he was trying to have count, he would not put it up on.
You just said it's not in his benefit to drop music. We've been saying that he should stop dropping music for a little bit and go away.
Brother, I'm talking like you're arguing in bad faith now. Like I can see it. It's not in his benefit. I'm talking about his deal. His deal is not for him to drop 6 loose songs. His deal probably specifically says over this contract period for 3 or most likely maybe 4 years, you have to give us a project per year. Okay?
Maybe I think he's done that, Zach.
So with that question being said,
that's my point. Hold on, that's my point.
Not controlling, don't they control, like you said, the whole catalog?
Wait, that's my point. And by the way, when you think about musicians, when you hear a rapper say they have 1,000 songs recorded, why don't you think you get it? Because if they just dropped it randomly or just uploaded it randomly, they don't get credit for that. Like everybody's working on deals. You work a deal, you get successful, you drop an album, you increase your worth, and then you use that and you leverage and you get another deal. You get more money. But if you just drop random songs, it doesn't help you. But dropping random songs sometimes is the way to heat up. Again,
let's talk about some technicalities. What about repurposing songs? Because I don't think people realize one of the tricks that they're doing is by releasing these 100 gigs as singles. You could do some weird data stuff on the back end as far as like repackaging singles in 3-packs and moving
by the way,
around and shit like that.
I guarantee, and I would take a bet on this. I guarantee Mr. Morgan is gonna try to approach. And by the way, here's the thing too: the deal is with Lucian, right? Is gonna try to approach Lucian and say, "Hey, listen. What we're going to do with this 100 gig thing, we're going to use it and it's going to be an album requirement." Who knows? Maybe they're like, we got to be 18 tracks. It got to be 20 tracks. Or y'all could use, we didn't get to monetize properly, so maybe only 3 of those tracks from, again, Drake is trying to not get out of his deal. He's trying to finish the deal to get another deal. Dropping random songs are probably not going to count. You get what I'm saying?
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Repackaging, though, that's a thing too. Like you could put all those songs once they
of course.
do all the bullshit and then put it call it an album, it'd be 100 gigs, missing like 5 songs.
Yeah, of course. But most record contracts, the deliverables aren't loosies. The deliverables are albums.
No, I understand that.
But don't label them to be like
this contract. if what you have on the screen, you have 2022 when he signed that contract.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped, honestly, never mind in 2022. Then he dropped Her Loss, and then in 2023 he dropped For All the Dogs.
Yes.
I don't know if he dropped enough to even get out of that contract.
I
would expect he probably want about 5 projects out of him.
We don't know the details of the contract in terms of contract term, how long it is, and also how many albums. Like, for example, he dropped 2 albums in 1 year. Usually in most contracts, it also has stipulations to slow an artist down. Like, for example, Youngboy, when Youngboy was on Atlantic, it specifically told him, we don't care how many mixtapes you got, nigga, or how many albums. We only count 1 a year. So when he dropped 6, they only counted 1. So he was just, like, that goes towards him recouping, and, you know, sometimes they might have a special, like, you know, advance to, you know, because more music is streaming, more music is more money. But in terms of getting out of that deal, they only counted 1. Now, I know this firsthand. When he was going over to Capitol, he made sure that was a big negotiation point. Yo, Youngboy drops a lot of music. The term of when his albums will be able to count can't be a year. That y'all count 1 album per year. It has to be 6 months. He drops a lot. So again, Drake dropped 2 albums in a year. He probably has maybe has a provision that says, yo, he could drop albums whenever, or shit, he could drop 2 in a year and they still both of them count. Because I don't think Drake is dropping no album that's not counting. You know what I mean? He's that big of an artist. But also, Universal's going to make sure they're on his ass to make sure they're not getting fleeced either, even though it's hard to get fleeced by a nigga like Drake. His catalog, like, reportedly, his catalog's making like $60-70 million a year. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is catalog.
Yeah.
So,
and let me put on the tinfoil for a quick second. Let me put on the tinfoil for just a quick second. Because if, honestly, never mind 2022, Her Loss 2022, For All the Dogs 2023, we do not have an album in 2024.
Okay.
And we're at the tail end of 2024.
You deluxes count? The Scary Hours?
I wouldn't count even the deluxe. And even with Her Loss is a joint album.
Yeah.
Right? Mm-hmm. So maybe there's some kind of a block on a new Drake album dropping in 2024, and that could be the beef with the label. I'll take my tinfoil off now.
Like you said, you already kind of made these points, and that's why I kind of asked you. Even if it's not about independency, the label don't want him dropping free music like so. I feel like that's the control. Like, he's trying to, because it's his catalog. Like you said, labels might count albums, but we've seen countless of labels tell you when you can drop shit. You know what I'm saying? And you're not just going to be out here giving out music without our consent. So,
and when have you ever seen Drake not drop an album for a year of all the years?
By the way, hey, and this is what I've heard. There's a lot of politics. This is Drake. There's a lot of politics that has to be considered when Drake just uploads music to a random site, right? I've heard different DSPs, they're kind of looking at Universal saying, hey, are you going to stop this? Why? These songs are being freebooted up to YouTube Music, and it's available for 11 days. That's technically exclusivity. All these streaming platforms, they don't like exclusivity because it's giving people a reason to go somewhere else because they can't get that song on their platform. So they don't like it at all. So they're kind of looking at Universal to say, I thought we were done with this exclusivity thing, and your biggest artist is dropping a song that's on his Instagram and on YouTube for a fucking week. What's up? So, of course, Universal isn't happy with the shit. You get what I'm saying? But I got to think that Drake has some leverage that he's like, nigga, I'm still going to do it. Like, again, if they had the ultimate leverage, if somebody gave you $400 million and you thought you were hitting a lick, you would not try to piss them off. They're not the happiest with maybe how he's doing it, but I don't know if they're unhappy in general with him dropping just free music, I guess, or not free music, but new music, even if it's not packaged in the sense of an album. And I can't say.
I think that's all we were saying, though, Ag. I think, like you just said, you kind of walked it all the way down to where we was at. The label is not comfortable. If a person pay you 400 million, they not just wanting you to be giving out, and it's Drake. Drake never even do stuff like this. Just giving away 6 to 9, you know what I'm saying? And like you said, for the amount of time, you got somebody else that has circadian rhythm uploaded. It's not even Drake right now. So I'm quite sure the label's not happy with that.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah. I think this is Drake doing a living album, living documentary on some Kanye shit. Niggas acting like they don't see it.
Man, I have no idea, but I definitely do. I want to see what this looks like in a year for all parties. I think in a year, I think I'm confident that Kendrick is going to be in a good position. I'm wondering if this same conversation still happens with Drake for some people. I think Drake's going to be in a great position too. But I'm wondering. Sad. What do you mean that's sad? What's sad?
Coming from you, gang, that's sad, bro. Sad to hear a Drake fan go out like this, man.
Wait. What's sad about what I just
said?
So
doubtful. You know what I'm saying?
No. I said the only thing I'm wondering if people like you are going to still have the same conversation about Drake. Drake's going to be fine. Drake's going to be fine.
No, I think Drake's going to be fine too. I just like fucking with you.
Yeah, like I'm trying to figure out like what part of you know, in the next year, y'all like, Drake is done. Like, nah.
Do you think Drake and Wayne tag team before? Like, we get something out of Drake and Wayne within the next 6 months, maybe, since with all this happening? I think that'd be the biggest thing he could do is possibly give us something with him and Wayne, you know, to
Drake?
Bring him all the way back. Yeah.
Nah.
You don't see it? Drake and Wayne collabing anytime soon?
I mean, not as people expect. I expect them to collab eventually again, but nah. I mean, I don't think Drake gotta go link up with Wayne and go do a joint. I think Drake could just keep doing what he's doing. I think he just got to keep making high quality music, and whenever he announces the album or announces some shit that he's definitely about to promo in advance and really drop, like an album, it has to be pretty good.
It has to be, because the stigma that's on him at this point, we already discussed that, you know what I'm saying? Like, they have already, everything that he gives us at this point is going to be lightly underappreciated.
And what's the best
I think if Drake drops an album tomorrow, though, I think if Drake drops an album tomorrow, everybody's checking for that shit.
But again, what's the best way to get around that than having a living album that when you can repackage it, some of the songs been out for so long, they already got the numbers to say they such and such and such and such. I'm just saying. Just gotta point it out sometimes. Niggas be acting like they don't see shit. Take this nigga 30 minutes. Take this nigga 30 minutes to tell us that, oh yeah, obviously the label don't fuck with what Drake is doing.
Right. If Drake drops an album on Friday, it's doing 500,000 in the first week.
No.
But will it be? But it will be heavily.
It's not doing.
It's going to be. It's going to be a high number because they want to know what he might say, but it's going to be so scrutinized that it has to be possibly Drake's best work ever to be looked at as even good. You understand? He's going to have to exceed his normal expectations for the fans or the masses to even consider it a good project.
Drake got to drop a blueprint, bro. If he gonna surprise,
bro, he's doing a living album. That's what it is, bro. I'm trying to tell y'all niggas. I don't see it.
Otherwise, nigga, there's no point in him dropping a whole album at all. It's too risky.
But because of this perception of the fan base or the perception of the audience right now. But it doesn't mean that the music won't be good. He probably could drop a really, really, really good album right now. His fans will check for it, and he'll still be all right in the end of the day.
He'll still be all right, but is that what he wants? Like, Drake does not strike me as the type of person who will be fine with just being all right, bro.
Yeah,
like I mean,
we just sat here and compared Drake to Drake, and he's charting better than some of the people that media talks about every day. And the fact that he's not at his normal level, we're calling it a flop. You know what I'm saying? But he's still charting, like, with these throwaways. So that's what I'm saying. The narrative, he would have to over exceed his normal music to even be considered a good song.
I don't think he would have to over.
I don't think he would have to over exceed it. He has to perform better than what he's doing right now. That's the point. Like he can't. If you're going to take the time to pop out, right, and make yourself known, even though I think it goes against the consensus right now, you have to hit it out of the park, bro. Where it's undeniable, nobody can, refute whether or not you succeeded in your endeavor. And if you can't do that, then you shouldn't take the time and energy to drop. Like that's just it, bro. It's not benefiting you.
There's
to
a
do
point
that.
of diminishing returns.
Yes.
I think Drake has so much focus and so much attention on him that if he drops a mid album on Friday, it still goes number one. Facts.
But is that going to carry you over as a fan? That's the point we were talking about. Y'all,
yeah,
Drake. Y'all the ones coming here seem dissatisfied.
I'm just saying, he's still the guy in the end of the day.
Heck, how do you feel about Future dropping?
You from Canada? You just call. You said that the fucking 5 foot nigga outside lurking to try to kill niggas. Like the nigga was afraid of
but
that.
It still doesn't take away from Drake's fan base. It still doesn't take away from the legacy that the man built. If he drops an album, 12 to 15 songs on Friday, everybody's going and opening their app to go check for that album.
But will it last? Will it sustain in current time with what he's just been through? I think it's just have to be a really good body of work to be considered his normal good. You get what I'm saying? Like I said, it's the stigma on him is horrible. And I kind of want to get away from Drake, but Circadian Rhythm at any other time outside of the beef would have been a big song. But because of the stigma on him, people are still teetering that line of not accepting Drake, not wanting to listen to him. So it's hard for listeners on music right now with him. I feel like
if the music is good, it will surpass all that bullshit. You're gonna have a whole bunch of people that will hate listen. If the music is good, it'll surpass all.
One mic.
I'm saying they'll have a whole bunch of people in the first week that will hate listen as well as the fans. But if the music is good, even exceptional, like you're saying, all the hate listeners are gonna have to shut the fuck up.
Man, listen.
Yeah, I mean there is a point where if he drops something that is undeniable, that's the key word. It's undeniable. No matter how much you hate, you're still gonna bob your head to it. But if he can't come with that,
by the way, what we should just acknowledge is that listen, no matter what Kendrick does, we just think of the boy. When Drake does something, nobody thinks about Kendrick, bro. That's all we should just be saying, man. That's straight bullshit. Bro.
That's
facts.
That's straight bullshit.
That's bro. As soon as Kendrick opened his mouth, we're like, damn. Oh, does this mean that Drake is not? When Drake is like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? You know, in time, I think Kendrick himself will thank Drake for this moment, but. You know, Drake will move on and he'll still be good and he'll still be, the best rapper ever. And, Kendrick will.
What stage of grief is this, chat?
You said what?
What stage of grief is this?
Stop it, bro.
Man, he sounds so fucking salty, bro. It's so funny.
He is salty, bro.
You sound so salty, bro.
How you feel about Future dropping tonight? You think Future going to deliver?
Yeah. No, of course. Future the guy.
I mean, not tonight. Future up and coming project.
No, of course. Future always delivers, bro. Future always delivers. I think Drake's going to be fine musically. I think the only thing that's going to be interesting is how he attempts to maneuver the muddy waters of the relationships that he has lost, the powers that be that have aligned against him. And that's the most of all, because he could make great music, but if you're against some really big enemies, that music just doesn't hit the same, or those people could suppress it. So, he's about to go through what Nicki been going through for a while, right? Or what Nicki claims she's been going through for a while. She says, "Yo, I'm going against corporate machines and giants," right? Yeah, that's what Drake is going through. Like his biggest op ain't Kendrick Lamar. His biggest op is, these other nefarious people that he got beef with. Like if y'all knew the half of it, the nigga that was responsible for hooking up the Amazon Music shit with Kendrick, the pop out, that nigga hate Drake guts. Of course, he couldn't wait to partner with Kendrick to the pop out.
But Kendrick the one punching you in the mouth.
Yeah, well.
Oh, my bad.
Well, again, if you team up with the hospital, and basically you get punched in the mouth, and the hospital is going to make sure your mouth is completely fucked up afterwards.
You gotta get better with your metaphors, because why are you going to the hospital just getting punched in the mouth? That's kind of weak sauce.
My nigga, the point is he's fighting like 25 niggas.
You petty as hell for that, bro.
He's fighting 25 niggas.
Nah, Kyrie here trolling now.
Nah, y'all make it so easy because y'all be so overly invested, bro. Like, calm down. Now, question, over under how many more 100 gig releases can we take? And then over under before Super Bowl, does this nigga need to put out some fire? We need those answers before the end of stream from you.
Well, I'm about to get off now because I do gotta run, so I'm gonna have to reconvene this at like about tomorrow.
That's crazy, chat. He running from the questions.
Yo, hold on. Well, first of all, I hope Drake drops music every 3 days. That's me personally. I could take the every other week drops, but I hope he drops music every 3 days. I'm gonna be honest with you. After tonight, that Kendrick song I probably won't play again. I'll tell you the ones I do play. I do
never
play
again.
I probably play you. I do play Euphoria a good amount. I play Not Like Us a good amount. Those are songs with replay value for me.
Exactly.
616. I actually do like 616. Meet the Grams. I've never played since the battle, and this song is gonna be in that same pile. I will not be playing this song ever again.
Hey man. Bro, before you go, I just got a personal question for you, bro. At what point, like, just be honest with yourself, bro. At what point do you, as a fan of Drake, stop listening to him? Like, how much of a dip in quality does there have to be for you to stop listening to him?
Yo, these are like rhetorical.
I don't think Drake put out bad music.
No. I seriously want to know. Like, is there a point where like it doesn't matter what level of quality he's at, you will still listen?
This feels like a rhetorical question. It's like asking someone who likes Jay-Z at what point
exactly.
Nah, bro.
Yo, Drake's worst music is better than 99% percent of other people's music. Again, it's like saying, at what point would you stop listening to the GOAT? Like, never.
No, that was a dumb question. That's like, because I still
bro, because the reason I
it feels like you're trying to put your own opinion into it. You're saying that you feel like the quality of his music has been declining, so you're trying to have me implicitly admit that, and then give you some type of barometer of when I'm gonna stop listening to him.
That's what I mean by the stigma that's out there in the world. That question right there alone is what the narrative's supposed to be. Like, people really think you're supposed to not listen to Drake no longer. Like, and that's confusing as fuck to me. Like, how do you just?
I mean, to be fair, he don't do himself no favors by dropping on Instagram, which is odd. But again, it's just fun to fuck with because Act gonna sit up here and tell us the niggas shooting 30% from the field, and then tell us that's servicing him.
It's fucking right.
Yeah,
right.
That's exactly. I never say shooting 30% from the field. Drake hasn't dropped a whack song. Again, we're talking about songs and their chart position. Yeah, No Face charted pretty good. It's Up charted pretty good. That's not shooting percentage. Shooting percentage, it would be how many good songs is he dropping? He ain't dropped one whack song yet.
How many good Drake songs? How many songs are sticking? We talking about the ones that stick. The highlighted songs are sticking.
They're only not sticking because of the narrative.
Wait. You can't say when we're talking about shooting whatever of 6, I'm talking about, are these songs good? He's 6 of 6. All these songs are good.
Exactly.
In terms of these songs, quote unquote, sticking, it's impossible for a song to stick when there is nothing behind it but an upload. There's nothing behind it. Like, if you look at even when they chart,
of course, when you got niggas like you stepping on shit, releasing, spilling the beans, fucking up the video release, man. Look what you been doing.
Hold on, Kyrie. All right, so Ak, you've been a fan long enough to have been around for this. So, do you remember when 0 to 100 dropped and it was just a SoundCloud drop?
Yeah.
You remember that? Mm-hmm. And you remember how fucking far that took off with nothing behind it?
No, that's not true.
What do you mean that's not true?
It's the stigma from the beef that's stopping the momentum of records.
Once that label seen it, it got service to radio really quickly. They put it back behind it. Yeah, like usually okay. By the way, if Drake gets a God's Plan, Universal's jumping in immediately. I'll definitely say that, right?
Okay. So then that goes back to the point that Kyrie is making. This nigga is shooting 2 for 6, and even the 2 that make it are not out of here, bro.
Brother.
It's the
Wait, my
stigma.
nigga.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. No face.
God's
I swear
Plan
to God, I
is
go to
a
that.
diamond record. You get that. Yo, Kendrick got like, I don't think Kendrick has a lead record has a diamond lead record.
Why are we talking about? We're not talking about Kendrick right now.
Well, the point is,
If circadian
no.
rhythm,
he gotta keep doing that.
No.
Because we talking about Drake v. Drake, bro. We're not talking about Kendrick
Yo,
right now.
You're trying to compare a song Out of Here to God's Plan. It's a diamond record. Let's compare it to every artist in music. The majority of artists in music don't have one diamond record. So when you're saying he needs to get a diamond record, a thing that is only accomplished by 1% of artists, for you to be like, oh, okay, he got it. Brother, like, these metrics are never going to add up.
Nah, see, you being facetious. I'm not saying
humble as God.
I'm not saying it's got to be a diamond single. I'm just saying it's got to be a heat rock that's undeniable. It ain't got to be diamond.
Okay.
But he don't got that right now.
Name me the last song of Drake's you thought was like that.
Like a heat rock, it wasn't nothing off For All the Dog.
Okay, so First Person Shooter was number 1. You don't think it's that? The song with Yeet, I Don't Give a Fuck, that was number 2. You don't think it's that? So what do you think it is? So the songs that were number 1 and number 2, you don't think those were the hot ones? So what's the hot one?
Let me see.
I got a better question.
I'm gonna go tell Drake that he knows the metric that he got to get your approval. Because
I feel like the last no. I feel like the last heat rock he probably had
Hotline Bling.
It was probably off of Her Loss, and I might go with
Jimmy Cooks.
Nah, that was off of fucking Honestly Nevermind. Although I could say that, but no, I'll even go. I just didn't personally. I thought he got washed by J. Cole on that bitch, bro. So I can't personally say that.
Okay, remember my term, the 2-year song? When's Drake's last 2-year song?
I don't fucking know, bro. I don't know, bro. Damn, that's a good question.
I mean, are we measuring this by the standards of radio or how good the song is? Because to be honest with you, on Scary Hours, that track with him and Cole, Evil Ways, is heat. I still listen.
But see,
to
that's
it.
scary, bro. Like, Scary Hours 3
songs.
Fucking Scary Hours 3 was a good ass return to form, and that gave me a glimmer of hope. But nigga, it just, I don't know, bro. I think he only put that out because of the backlash he got from the original album, bro. And he didn't really want to.
For you was good. Like, I don't know. I think like I said, that's why I asked y'all what measurements we go by. Like,
again,
is it the song or is it
for 2 years? You can't satisfy them. They want to listen to this NyQuil music. And this Drake,
I've realized
Drake put out records that everybody listen to. When I'm hanging out with some bitches, the bitches gonna say, "Yo, put that Drake on." I ain't heard one bitch that put that Kendrick on.
Never.
How is that a good metric by which to like?
Sometimes you don't gotta respond.
I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
Listen. What you mean? It's not a good metric? I ain't been in the hood hanging around with some hood niggas smoking dope and stuff, and they be like, "Yo, put that Kendrick on."
Hey, by the way, I do gotta run. I gotta run. I gotta go link up with artists real quick. Unfortunately, I'm gonna be back on tomorrow, like early in the day though, because like really,
you don't want to get getting cooked.
You gotta talk about Club Shay Shay. I mean,
yeah, I know.
Gonna ask you, do you think he get fired? But I don't know. I seen his little conversation tonight.
Quick fast, salute to you, Act, and thanks for having me on the stream, yo.
No, of course.
Just so quick plug. Make sure to check out my YouTube channel. We Love Hip Hop Network on YouTube.
That's it. Yeah, definitely check him out. Everybody else, please get up in the Discord, discord.gg/academics. Yo, I gotta go tonight. I will be back on early tomorrow because there's just more conversation. I'd rather not dox myself. Right. You know what I mean?
Cool. We want to get the lead.
Of course, I'll tell you in the morning. Right? But yeah, yo, chat. Love y'all. I will be back on later. And I'll be back to just deal with people like Kyrie and these guys just tell me a whole bunch of bullshit.
Hey, it's not my fault you get cooked, bro.
Yo, they hate on Drake.
We got you gotta see us about this. You gotta see us because we did not forget what you told us 3 weeks ago.
That's crazy.
Hey,
Hey, y'all
shout
see
out
this
to the
nigga? Y'all
Academy,
see this
man.
You
nigga?
look
Shout out
like
to the
meal prep up
Academy.
there, boy. You look like meal prep.
Y'all see this nigga hopping off stream salty, bro? That's crazy.
Oh no, I'm not. Definitely not.
Nigga salty.
Okay, I gotta mute up quick just to get the donations read. Okay, Drill Lopez, thank you for the 5. It says this Kendrick song gonna play with the Indian dude from a customer service puts you on hold. Pull out never. It says when do we get discontinue and walk hard? Ooh, it's on my phone. Y'all want it? I could leak. No, I'm playing. I want it. Dirk's album. Tabo says Act keeps ruining the stream talking to randoms. There's people in their Discord and people with different opinion. Buds and Vines, your co-hosts hear you, but they're not listening, Act. Michi Prepaid says my daddy controls the DSP. Yay voice. Chris Jones says Act play Family Matters for these bums. Someone said, hey, you need to do a joint street with Sharp because I swear Sharp too comfortable yelling at the air. What's Sharp been up to? It says the same way Jay-Z drop every time Nas drop. Oh, yeah, Jay-Z was doing that for a bit. Upper Echelon, thank you. He says, like Charleston White says, Kendrick is not for the South and Drake is. Owen Styles says, why should Drake give a fuck about public perception? He's his own person. A up next says, Drake likes to rap more than it's simple. Drake likes to rap more than Drake is simple. What? Checking report says people aren't paying attention outside of Not Like Us. Where are Kendrick hits? Euphoria and Meet the Grams that disappeared from the charts. Yeah. Angry Man says these K-Bot stands are ridiculous. I agree. Billy Movado, he says this has never happened in the history, so it's hard to process. He's learning and playing as he goes. Probably a setback for a comeback. Does he have time, and how much can he change his image? If you're talking about Drake, I think he's figuring it out. But I do believe that we're severely downplaying some of the other nefarious like entities. Like, as I said, I've just learned that this guy got a lot of enemies, man. Is it his fault? I don't know. Play Too Hype, he says, how can he kill Kendrick if he's the most streamed artist every month? It's how he kill him, how Kendrick killed him if Drake's the most streamed artist every month. Sebastian says Drake could have and should have dropped when they stopped playing Not Like Us. Well, it's clear they're going to keep playing Not Like Us till next March. So you should have waited till March? I think not. Cameron Van Sleet, it says, imagine if Drake on hiatus since June and this is all we got. Boring as fuck. Yo, hip-hop has been boring. By the way, tomorrow I'll get into a chart review. People aren't even dropping music. This is the lowest output year of music in the hip-hop genre to not only charting, but also just on release. Somebody says Kendrick trying to kill Drake by election day. Oh, man. God damn. Dead Eyes Montaya, thank you for the 10. Says Kendrick doesn't care about black culture. He's using it as a tool to gain support for the rap beef. If he really did, he wouldn't be spreading American propaganda, the same America that destroyed us. Also, he says, so black culture is now American propaganda, huh? And Michi says it's a Shakenzi. What? Kenazi? Think y'all seen what they did to Ye. I'm not too sure what you're talking about, brother. Edward Davis, he says, so he slept with other people's women that are shocked when they are cool. Act, simmer down. That's a wild take. Javi says, yo, Act, you saying Kendrick is obsessed with Drake is going to therapy over the beef, saying he can't sleep. Did he say he's going to therapy? He never said that. Edward Davis, he says, an artist that drops every 3 to 5 years is obsessed. Well, he's picking release dates and he's constantly talking about an issue that we claimed he won, right? Night Owl Entertainment, it says Drake came over, made a bunch of money off us, and the culture took all of it and stayed his ass in Canada. LK says his DJ head gonna apologize for Act for saying that Kendrick was loading. No, nobody's gonna revisit that point. Watch, everybody's hypocrites, right? Freak the Gemini says, I want to be empathetic. My heart likes D1. What? Pause. I want to be empathetic. My heart like D1. But I would. He dissing Wayne. D1 said Wayne banned his mixtape. What? Really? Okay, I'll look into that tomorrow. Michi Prepaid, thank you. He said it might be for Big Sean. That's what he thinks this is for Big Sean. Javier says, Act, get up. Your knees are dirty. Wow. Sean says, Act, the Hawk Tour loves to spit on Drake. Pause. Kane Gainer says, yo, Kendrick mad you pointed out he didn't do nothing for all them artists that was at the Pop-Out show. Maybe that's why. Ricky says, Gilly, Cam, Mace, all them shit on Kendrick. Do they? Daft Park says, yo, we need a chat queen in the Discord. Who? Freak the Gemini says, fans say Kendrick diss Lil Wayne on the line. I wish I could have empathy like D1 on YouTube. It says Lil Wayne banned D1 mixtape from ever coming out. Miguel says K-Dot got a Super Bowl. J23rd says I work at Mercedes-Benz Stadium during the Super Bowl in Atlanta. They made what? They are mad. What? They made no almost immediately after the Super Bowl. What? It takes months to plan the biggest game ever. We're just talking about a performer, brother. We're not talking about other stuff. Freak the Gemini says, yo, did you see the D1 line by Kendrick? It's directed at Wayne banned his mixtape. Highlight says Ack is basically saying light is better because L what? Is better than L because L moves in silence. I don't get that highlight. Sorry. Daft Park says Ack trying to diss Kendrick, and then when talking, it turns into a compliment. So he said start trying to diss Kendrick, then I compliment him. Bro, I don't have a beef with Kendrick. Jabba the Hutt, thank you for attending. Says, yo, this Kendrick song tells me that Wayne denied the Super Bowl feature from Kendrick. We're not seeing Kendrick Wayne in February. Ooh, that's a good thought if that D1 line is actually true. Now, Kenny's nervous that he got to fight by himself without corporate help. He's nervous. Robot Therapy says, as long as they both dropping music, it's a win. Who cares about the truth when the entertainment is more entertaining? This is a smell of food before you get the flavor. Zero says, Act, stop it. This is a song for the entire industry, not only a Drake. Seems like you're pushing a narrative so you can see more lyrical warfare. Just leave it, bro. Yes says, this isn't a Kendrick move. This song has no name because it's been used before. Kendrick fans will know this is a heart song. Robot Therapy says, not talking about Ack. He says he makes more money talking about you. I don't know. I guess you're talking about an earlier donation. What are you talking about? Janavaro, thank you for the 10. It says, yo, Ack, you got to go off on him like you went off on Lil Baby. Don't be scared. The Last Pharaoh says, this man real tight. Poor Ack. Rashad says, the cover is OVO Jordan. I mean, OVO Jordan. What's the cover for the thing? Oh, OVO Jordan. Okay. Last Pharaoh says, or Pharaoh says, this sounds nothing like a Drake diss. Ack, you're funny. Jay the Gemini says, yo, the pocket watching part's about you. Prozac says it's about young crash outs killing each other. Jay the Gemini says the first part's about 21 as well. Jonathan says, I hate all the lecture rap, bro. You ain't my dad. Daft Park says, Act respectfully, the logic is a logicking. Computer Guy Dre says, if Cap wants to play in the NFL, why can't Kendrick perform? Crazy reach. Traquan Valentine says, Act, how is this a Drake diss? I probably missed something. Taser says, yo, how y'all let this dude get away with this anti-industry raps when he's probably the most industry rapper? Yeah, he is super industry. I've heard people call him a industry player, which obviously he's not. But I've heard industry people call him that because they feel like he's getting every opportunity in the world and everybody else is just sitting by and watching Kendrick just take everything. He be tap dancing on stage for the Grammys and the NFL. Jonathan says, K-Dot music always make me gassy, need to take a shit. Buds and Vine, thank you for 5. Says Kendrick stood with Kaepernick when he kneeled, but would dance for the NFL when they make a call. Explain that. Alexia says, Act, why you confused? You said it yourself. He got the biggest leap of his career off Drake. Bro, don't want to let that go. Rodriguez says, yo, Act, the song about Drake, stop reaching. Westcott says, yo, poor Kendrick. He wish he was 6'2" and light-skinned. That boy truly hates himself. So sad. Cheer up, Kendrick. You gonna be all right. CJ Got Sense says, Act, you clearly remember how strategic Kendrick was and is. Let the people remind you. Drake said, drop, 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 drop. Parker Jones says, Act, we always know there's a double punch. Something's coming next. I do believe something's coming next. I agree with you. Westcott says, Kendrick hates his life. He's hurt real bad. Alex Touch for Captain. He says, this nigga's salty and reaching for the stars. You talking about me or you talking about Kendrick? I guess me, right? EEJ says, fool, him performing conscious hip-hop is going to put rap, the culture, near and death to us. What? RT, right at the forefront again. Rap was stagnant before all this. I guess he's saying that Kendrick's about to bring back some conscious rap to the forefront. Okay. Stephanie, how you doing? She says he's not dissing Drake, he's dissing the industry. Parker says, be right back, gonna mute and listen to the song a few more times. Smokey Boat says, okay, now Google the year that Jay-Z came on board. That was 2020, 2021. Rudy G says, you got all the smoke for Jay-Z, supported Cap too. I told you, Jay-Z's a capitalist. Like, Jay-Z don't be standing on nothing. I've said this many times. Tarek says, I'm not buying this as a Drake. This is an easy cop-out. You people just want to hear him rhyme words. Exactly this. And Kevin Shrista says, Drake still ain't going to give you tickets, brother. Yo, chat, I do got to run. I'm going to be back on tomorrow. Please, if you're on YouTube watching me, do me a favor. This is all I ask. Hit the subscribe button on the King Akademiks page and the Academy page. We are at 150. We need 150,000 more subs to get to 1 million subs on the King Akademiks page, and we need about like 200,000 subs to get to 500,000 on the Academy page. So please, if you could do me that favor, just hit the subscribe button there. If you follow on Twitch, just please hit the follow button there. And of course, if you're on Rumble, please make an account and subscribe there as well. All right, chat. I'll be back tomorrow. Love you guys. I hate that I'm even getting off because nights like this, I love streaming all fucking night. But I'll be just streaming all fucking day tomorrow, okay? Chat, see you tomorrow. We'll talk about Ocho, not Ocho, I mean, Shannon Sharp piping out some trees. Yo, that nigga threw his phone and got to fucking, and then said it accidentally happened. Good old Unk, man, good old Unk. Chat, I'll see you tomorrow, okay? Love.